Bienvenidos, aloha, welcome into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here at Davidson Field. The Sailors back in action after taking a week off at home. It's luau night here at Davidson. Newport Harbor taking on Capo Valley. Howard, kickoff is underway. We're started. We're 7 seconds into this game, and this is a great matchup. We actually have a few reporters from the local papers, Steve Fryer, Matt Zabo here. A lot of eyeballs on this game because this is a matchup between the number 19 Capo Valley Cougars and the number 20 Newport Harbor Sailors in the county.
It's a game that both teams feel like they can win. Both teams feel like they need to win. And Newport Harbor, after having a week off, we know they're coming out hungry.
Nick Kim looking sharp, looking swaggy in his new red arm sleeves. Hands it off to Peyton Irving right away, and the Cougars get in the backfield, tackle for loss. Negative yards on the first play of the game for Newport Harbor.
Well, we know Coach Lofthouse always comes out strong, attacking the run, wants to establish that ground game because we know he's coming with a whole lot of versatility and options through the air, so he wants to get the ground established early.
It's going to be second down and 13 for Newport Harbor. Nick Kim has got Peyton Irving in the backfield with them. Three receivers split out towards us. We'll see if Duke Starnes can go tonight. We know he's dealing with a hurt ankle. They throw it. Near side pass is caught by Starnes. So Duke in the game. We were unsure if the senior was going to play, and he catches the first pass of the game as a flag comes in late. Over in the area of the offensive line, sophomore right guard Makai Sagayo was getting into it after some extracurriculars over there. So we'll see if that's against the Sailors or the Cougars.
A couple of different offensive linemen in there, it looks like, tonight. I know we got some guys in New Jersey numbers. Who I think you said it was Sagayo, right?
That was, I saw, the sophomore, and I said right guard, but they will rotate the guys around. But the sophomore Makai Sagayo looked like he was getting some pushing and shoving.
He did. He looks like he finished the guy all the way. I don't know if it was a flat back the whole way, but I know he finished the guy to the ground. And in here on the offensive line tonight, we've got 66 Carter Gomez. Looks like we've got 65 Jackson Brennan, who's listed as a defensive lineman.
Interesting.
But you know what? I think numbers are all over the place because that gentleman is not 153 pounds.
We'll have to ask the coaching staff when we get a chance. It's a second down and 18 after the penalty against the Sailors. Kim in shotgun. Kim's going to pass, and it's incomplete, intended for Josiah Lamarque on the crossing route.
And Nick Kim looking really sweet with the red accent on the arm sleeve, the red shoes. Look good, play good, as they say.
Well, I know the fans came out looking good tonight, Howard. We're wearing our Hawaiian shirts. Most of the crowd here dressing up for the luau theme. And Nick Kim said, I got to bring a little swag to the table. So he's got the red cleats and the red arm sleeve. Big third down here on the opening drive of the game for the Sailors. 3rd and 18. Looks like they're setting up a screen. It's caught at the last second by Irving, who hits the truck stick but doesn't pick up a lot of yards. Another flag comes in late.
I didn't see what the penalty would have been other than Peyton Irving absolutely assaulting a guy at the end of the play. It was legal, but man, did he lower his shoulder.
So the penalty goes against the Sailors. Illegal man downfield on the screen, and it will be a punting situation for sophomore punter, special teams player of the week, Noe Avalos, who had some absolute monster punts last time we were here against Marina. And not a great start for the Sailors. A little choppy, a little sloppy coming out of the gates for Newport Harbor.
Yeah, definitely not the start that they wanted, but, you know, that kind of happens when you come out, you don't have a successful run on the first play, then you shoot yourself in the foot with the penalty. You get behind the sticks, it's hard to climb out of it.
Whistles from the far side of the field, and Capo Valley is going to take a timeout. Head coach Sean Curtis apparently wants to switch something up. Sean Curtis in his 3rd season as the head coach of the Capo Valley Cougars. Coach Lofthouse in his 4th season at Newport Harbor. 2 similar programs, younger head coaches. Coach Lofthouse in his mid-30s. Coach Curtis graduated the same year as you did, Howard, class of 2006, him from Northwood High School. So 2 younger head coaches, younger coaching staffs, and 2 similar programs. As we talked about, OC Register, OC Varsity has them ranked 19 and 20, Capo Valley and Newport Harbor respectively. So this is a very even matchup across the board here tonight between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and it seems obvious, but one of these teams is going to take a hit in the rankings if they don't pull out the victory, because even though both of these teams are really strong, I know each coaching staff is coming in saying, hey, this is a winnable game if we do what we're supposed to do.
There's 2 return men deep for Capo Valley. It looks to be Owen Taylor, the senior wearing number 1. And we'll see who the other one is. It looks like that'll be fielded by Mark Hopkins, who fair catches it right around the 40. And that's where the Cougars will take over on offense, their first offensive possession of the evening. Sailors go 3 and out. And now let's see what Capo Valley and junior quarterback, team captain Trey Cookuk, I want to make sure I get that pronunciation right. I didn't have a chance to grab a Capo Valley coach before the game. But I was talking to OC Register's Steve Fryer before the game, and he said this is a kid to keep an eye on for quarterbacks in Orange County in terms of non-Trinity League talent. This kid is legit gunslinger for the Capo Valley Cougars.
Well, in addition to the quarterback, we've heard about a couple of their receivers that have gotten some publicity as of late. So a lot of talent on this Capo Valley team, and they're going to challenge the defensive backs of Harbor.
Troy Kukuk in shotgun, opening offensive possession of the afternoon or evening for the Cougars. Handoff goes over right guard, and the tackle is made by Grayson Simon. Plays both ways, offensive and defensive line. A little 3 or 4 yard gain on the run brings up 2nd down and 7 for Capo Valley.
And we already see a lot going on in the play call of Capo Valley. They motioned a guy over to a trip set. They faked the receiver screen on one side and handed the ball off underneath to the running back. So a lot going on for these defenders to watch.
Kukuk in shotgun. It's a pass. Pressure comes from the edge. He's wrapped up and thrown to the ground. Alexi Papa George does what he does. I think he's gotten a sack in every game with the bear hug. How do you do? Huge sack on 2nd down for the Sailors.
Papa George isn't the biggest guy in the world, but he might be the most impactful defensive lineman on this team. He is a beast. He comes up. He's always in the backfield making tackles for loss, sacks. Man, his production has been invaluable so far this season.
When he grabs a hold of you, you're going down. 5'7", 195 listed on the Sailors roster. Alexi Papa George brings up 3rd down and 13 for Capo Valley. Kukuk in shotgun for the Cougars. Dropping back to pass, airs it deep, 1-on-1, and that pass is intercepted. It's picked off at the 30-yard line.
That was an amazing interception.
And that's Andrew Chenier in his first game back for the Sailors.
We know he's a playmaker. We haven't been able to see him all season, but, man, that was a play. If you go back and watch the tape, he saw the ball the whole way. He ran the route for the receiver. That was excellent defensive back play by Chenier.
Well, Andrew Chenier just rejoined the team during the accidental bye week. And he comes in the first defensive possession of the game of his senior year, picks off a pass, huge turnover, huge defensive possession for the Sailors, trying to get some momentum going offensively as they went 3 and out. Now Nick Kim takes over at the 30-yard line. Quick pass to Henjum, who gets a block and is on his horse across the 50-yard line. The speed of Cash and Henjum on display. 1st down, Sailors.
And that's just Coach Lofthouse again with those different wide receiver screens. We saw it 2 weeks ago. Different looks, getting the ball to Cash and Henjum in different places on the field. Sometimes it's the right tackle coming out to block. Sometimes it's the inside receiver. It's a great execution by the offense.
That's Henjum's 11th catch of the season. Fake handoff outside to Josiah Lamarque. Now he gets a block from Henjum, sidesteps the defender, gets behind the ref, and he lost his footing at the 35-yard line. But you see the electricity of Josiah Lamarque on display as he can move east-west. Sometimes I think quicker than he can move north-south.
And he's looked good in his 2 times he's touched the ball. There on offense and earlier on the kickoff return. He just has a way, finds a way to make guys miss.
1st down and 10. Back-to-back first downs picked up by Henjum and then Lamarque. Sailors in Cougar territory for the first time today. 8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's a handoff over right side to Peyton Irving. Shifty. And now the Sailors are picking up yards in bunches. It's a 9-yard run by the junior Peyton Irving. Sailors have 2nd and 1 upcoming here.
And those receivers on the wide side of the field had to hold their block for a long time, and Josiah Lamarque did an excellent job at sealing off his man and giving Peyton Irving a lane to run in.
Peyton Irving, Offensive Player of the Week in Game 1 against Yorba Linda, where he had 2 touchdowns, the only 2 touchdowns of the game for the Sailors. And he's been a bright spot in this Sailors offense, as the junior seems like he's gotten better in every game. He takes a handoff again. Huge hole for Peyton Irving across the 10. He falls into the end zone, but I'm going to temper my excitement because there is a piece of yellow laundry lying right at the 35-yard line, and I think it may have been a hold that sprung that huge Peyton Irving run.
Well, that was some explosiveness I didn't know Peyton Irving had in him. I knew he was a bruiser. He'll run downhill and make you feel it, but when he saw a hole, he saw a little bit of daylight. He shot through that thing with a lot of acceleration.
So that one will come back. It's going to be a hold against the Sailors, but like I was saying, Howard, I think Peyton Irving has gotten better in each game, and we saw the guy whose shoes he's trying to fill, Justin McCoy, who's here on the sideline with James Kroll, 2 of the captains from last season. And I think with each game, Peyton Irving, he's his own player, but he's becoming more of that Justin McCoy role for the Sailors.
And that's something the Sailors greatly need, because this is a team that was, founded on the run for the last 3 years, with Justin McCoy being that bell cow, trying to find a different way to do it. And it looks like Irving is a guy that we can rely on.
So after the hold, 2nd and 2 becomes 2nd and 12. 7:36 to play here in the first quarter. Nick Kim stands on the far hash. Kim throws right side. Receiver has a step on his man. Duke Starnes comes up with a huge grab.
And I think he had a guy holding on to his jersey.
I thought Starnes was banged up. I didn't know if he was going to play, and he's got 2 catches in the game so far.
And he's been the guy he looked like in, what was that, the scrimmage or in the first game? We saw
in
him
the
out
scrimmage
there,
against Foothill. He made a grab.
Catching touchdowns over smaller defenders. He's looking real comfortable right now.
And that's Starnes at the top of your screen wearing number 9. Receivers on the inside, Henjum, Zamora, and then Lamarque. Kim has Irving in the backfield with him. 1st down and 10 from the 11. Flag comes in. And let's see if it's against the Sailors or the Cougars. It's a false start against Newport. So Newport, couple shots to the foot, shooting themselves in the foot a few times on penalties, opening up this game on both sides of the ball.
Executed well a few times, but like you said, penalties.
And actually, I'll take that back. Defense didn't have any penalties, and the defense is the reason why the Sailors right now are down inside the red zone. 1st down and 15, 7 to go in the first. Handoff right away to Peyton Irving. Patient run right side. Hits the truck stick and falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Sailors. Oh, my goodness. Peyton Irving.
From my angle, I couldn't see exactly what happened. All I know is Peyton Irving made contact with a guy. Somehow he stayed on his feet, kept running, and that guy had to get up off of his wallet at the end of the play. Peyton Irving's running hard.
That's his 5th touchdown of the season. And we talked about at the scrimmage against Foothill in Game 1 against Yorba Linda, who's going to fill the shoes of 2019 Sunset League running back of the year, Justin McCoy. And I think we now officially have that question answered as the Sailors go up 6-0 with John Richardson on to attempt the point after touchdown. And it goes wide right. Capo Valley got in there, and I don't know if they got a piece of it, but they definitely affected that one.
Yeah, they did get a piece of it. They brought a lot of pressure on the punt earlier, so it looks like whether it's, I don't know if they see something on film or they're just an aggressive team, but it seems like they're going to attack the kicking game of the Sailors tonight.
Well, let's go back to that offensive possession for Newport Harbor. They came out, they went 3 and out to open the game, and then on that drive, Peyton Irving, couple nice runs, Cashin Hensham, Josiah Lamarque, 2 first-down catches. That is the Sailors' offense personified right there through those players. Kim, Irving, Lamarque, and Henjum, they all were part of that drive.
And it feels great right now because everything's working. Aside from that very first snap of the game when it was, I think, a tackle for a loss, everything else seems like it's a huge positive game. We feel like the Sailors are about to go for a touchdown every time they touch the ball. So everything's working right now, just shooting themselves in the foot here and there with penalties, but they've been able to overcome.
We talked about that in the preseason. Sailors' offense, how's the defense going to be? We don't know, but the offense we were really excited about, and I think we're, at least on that drive, seeing the full potential, the full capability of what the Sailors can be offensively. John Richardson's kickoff fielded just across the 10-yard line and making a nice special teams tackle, keeping the return man from breaking free was Trace Werner. Open field tackle behind the 20. Tough field position to open up their second offensive possession of the evening for Capo Valley. Let's go back, Howard, to the Sailors' last defensive possession. We're talking about Andrew Chenier, his brother Connor, returning All-Sunset League player. Andrew wasn't sure if he was going to play this season. Sailors had the inadvertent bye week due to some COVID, I don't want to say outbreak, but due to some COVID issues. And then during that bye week, Andrew Chenier decides he's going to come back, wants to help the team play with his brother, and he gets in there and makes an interception to one of the county's best quarterbacks on their opening drive.
Well, this is why Coach Lofthouse was so excited to see Andrew Chenier return to the team.
Quick toss around the edge to the receiver, and Sailors' defense is there. Whole bunch of blue smacking helmets, and that's a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Carson Diavolo, one of many Sailors in on that stop.
Yeah, Diavolo played that perfectly. About 6 blue jerseys swarmed to the ball. A lot, like I said earlier, a lot going on this Capo offense. It takes a long time to develop, so if the Sailors stay aggressive, they can disrupt some things.
2nd down and 8 for Capo. Pressure in the backfield. Kuka gets it away, throws long, receiver is wide open, and Andrew Chenier able to make a touchdown-saving tackle, but that is a huge gain and a gash into the Sailors' defense. That was Owen Taylor, captain, senior receiver, on the reception for Capo Valley.
Well, Andrew Chenier, he thought there was going to be a coverage sack, thought the defensive lineman got to the quarterback, but they ran a little bit past him. Quarterback did a good job stepping up in the pocket, and when you do that, you usually find a DB that fell asleep.
1st down and 10 for the Cougars in Newport territory for the first time halfway through the first quarter. Pitch out to Jaden Cassidy. And picks up 5 or 6 yards on the run around left side. It looks like Connor Chenier was in there on the tackle. 2nd down and short upcoming for the Cougs.
I'm anticipating some kind of a pitch pass or reverse or something is going to come out of this Capo offense because they just lined up in a tight bunch formation. So everything's just been untraditional. Here they are in it again, a real tight bunch.
And that's Trey Kukuk, the junior QB, under center. And I think someone moved early because that's whistle dead as we see a couple of substitutions on the defensive line coming in for the Sailors. Grayson Simon, Nate Peters, and Carter Gomez all checking into the game. We know the Sailors like to rotate a lot of dudes on that D-line.
Yeah, a lot of guys, a lot of capable guys, ton of size that Harbor has.
Jacob Jerzik, and I think that's Cameron Danoon, who just checked out as well. Sophomore getting some play. And it will be 2nd down and 9. Penalty goes against Capo Valley. 2nd down and 9, 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Kuka gets it off, and a tackle is made in the open field by Jacob Carlone. Pass was caught by Dane Benedicts just short of the 30-yard line, just short of the first down. 3rd down and about 1.5 yards here for Capo.
Big down for Capo. Big down in distance. 3rd and 3 in their own territory. Probably 4 down territory here as well.
3rd down and 3. Kukuk in shotgun. He's got the senior running back Jaden Cassidy in the backfield with him. And Kyle Felter is the receiver at the bottom of your screen as the clock ticks down. 4:20 to play. Kukuk pass. It's incomplete. Contact, but no flag. So Johnny Checks, playing his trademark physical defense, bumped the receiver, and we looked for a piece of a yellow laundry, and there's none in the area of that, but there actually is a flag down right in the middle of the field, Howard.
And I don't think that ref over there would have thrown a pass interference, so that looks like it's in the area of maybe offensive holding, defensive hands to the face. But I do have to be fair. I thought Johnny Checks was a little physical. I thought he got there a little early. And the flag ended up being a personal foul.
It goes against Capo Valley. A big penalty. Sailors, let's be real, dodged a bullet there because that was, from my eyes, probably pass interference by Johnny Checks, but I will never criticize physical play.
Well, both teams here early have shot themselves in the foot. We saw Capo have a huge gain, and now they're walking all the way back. They've got 3rd and 20 at this point.
Went from 3rd and 1.5 yards to 3rd and a mile, backed up almost to the 50-yard line. And back to that play by Johnny Checks. I've been so impressed with the way the junior has grown up in front of our eyes this season, playing some really physical defense and earning himself Player of the Week honors for special teams and defense in Game 1 against Yorba Linda. 3rd down and long, Kukuk to pass. Pass is caught on the run, and Owen Taylor might have got, it looks like he's going to be just short of the line to gain. He gets down to the 30-yard line, but Capo Valley able to pick up a huge chunk of yards on that 3rd and 17 pass play.
Well, I think one thing that has to happen is these defensive linemen got to find a way to beat the offensive line. Without Harbor having to send extra guys and blitz, we got to get some pressure on this quarterback.
4th and 2. Big opportunity for the Sailors defense here. And that was Alexi Papa George. Got a little excited, stepped into the neutral zone.
Wow, it seems like he just barely stepped in the neutral zone. I didn't think that was a penalty.
Now, if you talk to any official, they'll tell you makeup calls don't exist. But as Harbor dodged a bullet on the no pass interference from checks, maybe the officials looking for a reason to blow the whistle. Automatic 1st down for the Capo Valley Cougars as they march down towards the red zone. 3:25 to play here in the opening quarter. Kukuk to pass, steps up in the pocket, running for dear life, chased down from behind by Connor Chenier, but Kukuk has wheels, and he trots out of bounds inside the 15. An 11-yard run by the junior quarterback, and Capo Valley is now knocking on the door, trying to find the equalizer here against Newport.
When Kukuk has had time to sit back, and honestly, it's been a couple of scrambles that have hurt us when he dodged the blitz and found his tight end deep down the field, and now another time he dodges the rush and picks up a 1st down for his team with his legs.
1st down and 10 from the 13. Capo knocking on the door. Another bunch formation. Handoff goes to Jaden Cassidy, and he churns forward for a gain of about 5. Nate Peters checks back into the game for the Sailors on the D-line. I think he's replacing Cameron Danoon, who checks out. A lot of D-line substitutions thus far.
And that was Grayson Simon on that tackle. Excellent effort, just beat his man one-on-one. We know we always give him praise as an excellent offensive lineman, but he's a force on that D-line as well.
Well, he's a great football player, Grayson Simon. He'll be playing on Saturdays somewhere good next year, number 70, senior offensive and defensive lineman. Fake handoff to Cassidy, and Kukuk lost his footing, slipped down way in the backfield. Talk about a break for the Sailors. Now, that might have been something you would have seen more often back at the old Davidson field when it was dirt and grass before they put the turf in, but Kukuk lost his footing, and the Sailors effectively get a big sack on that play.
Yeah, I think Carson Diavolo will take credit for that sack. Maybe it goes as a team sack. Whatever it is, that was a big play on 2nd down to put Capo behind the sticks.
So it becomes 3rd and 13 for the Capo Valley Cougars, down 6-0. Kukuk, pass, pressure from the edge, throws left side, and it's oh my goodness. I wanted to call that one for Billy Ridley. I thought that was about to be an amazing interception, but it falls incomplete. Good defense regardless. 4th down and long for Capo.
Well, it was amazing coverage by Billy Ridley. It was a post corner route. Took a long time to develop. Good coverage by good protection by the offensive line, but Billy Ridley did not bite. He stayed home and almost earned himself a pick.
It will be a field goal attempt by the sophomore kicker, Dylan Fingers. Colby Hauser to hold. And this is a 32-yard field goal attempt for the Cougars. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick is up. And it's right down the pipe. Great field goal by Dylan Fingers. And the Cougars are on the board with half of the Sailors' score. 6-3 now from Davidson with 1:47 to play in the first. We're about to get a look, Howard, again at that Sailors offense that impressed us so much on the last drive. What stood out to you the most from the Sailors on their second offensive possession that netted them 6 points?
Well, it just felt like they were so comfortable. It felt like everything the Sailors were doing worked. And I always give credit to the offensive line. I'm a guy who played a lot of time in the trenches, and I got to do that again in this game. When everything's working, that means you're getting protection up front to pass the ball. When we see Peyton Irving bust through the line like that for a 30, 40-yard touchdown, I know it got called back, but that tells you right there This offensive line is dominating. Even the receivers, I shouted out Josiah Lamarque for a good block. It seems like everybody's doing their job, and we've seen great execution from the Sailors so far.
Duke Starnes had a couple of catches. Josiah Cash, Peyton Irving, Nick Kim, the offensive line, all the usual suspects getting involved. And now it is Lamarque and Peyton Irving back deep to receive the kickoff for the Sailors. Fingersh's kick.
Fingerish is going to college for kicking. That kid is next level. My goodness.
He's got a boot, and he's a sophomore.
That's a Division I leg right there.
It's a touchback, so the Sailors will take over. First down and 10.
I don't think we've called too many just straight-up touchbacks.
No.
And not that we're going to make this a special teams broadcast, but, man, that was impressive.
Well, over on the other side of the ball for the Sailors, last game against Marina, Noe Avalos and John Richardson, the Sailors punter and kicker, got got offensive player of the week because they've been playing really well, and that's a bright spot for the Sailors, where maybe in the past there's been some uncertainty or inconsistency with kicking and punting.
Yeah, Avalos, he's looked great. I don't want to see any more of him because I don't want to punt, but he's looked excellent when he gets the opportunity.
First down and 10 for Newport. Nick Kim with the red arm sleeve and the pistol, and with the pink gloves. Cash and Hensham split out at the top of your screen. Kim rolls out, throws it. It's intended for Zach Zamora, and he couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
Man, my heart dropped when I saw Zach Zamora look vulnerable like that. Nick Kim put it a little too high, and that linebacker was getting ready to take Zamora's head off.
And across the way here at Davidson, the Capo Valley student section traveled pretty well. The Cougar Cage is well represented tonight. You could hear them. Caught my ear. I know that nothing like the tar pit here at home, but the Cage traveled pretty well up from South County.
Yeah, got a lot of fans. Cheerleaders came out. Real Friday Night Lights.
Hand off to Irving. Great push by the O-line. And Irving crosses the 30. Just enough for a Newport Harbor Sailors first down.
Irving, he hits that hole north and south really, really well. That's why he runs so many guys over, because he doesn't do a lot of dancing in the backfield. He sees the hole and hits the hole.
Like he shot out of a cannon. And it seems, Howard, to me, like that Newport Harbor offensive line is getting a ton of push up front.
Yeah, they've been really strong today. And like I said, it seems like there's a couple of new faces.
First and 10 Sailors from their own 31-yard line. 1 minute to go. Here in the opening quarter of play from Davidson. Kim dancing, throws it out to Irving, who catches it at the line of scrimmage, and then truck sticks a guy. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that today. Nice 6-yard pickup on the reception by the junior running back.
He looks so much more comfortable, so much more fluid and effective just week after week. I mean, we were impressed in that third quarter, fourth quarter of the running of Peyton Irving, and it's just continued through the last two games to get better.
Luau night, not Aloha night, but it might as well be. A lot of Hawaiian shirts. Fake handoff to Irving. Quick pass out to Duke Starnes, his third catch of the day. Picks up a couple yards, and it'll be third down and manageable for the Sailors. Let's see if they get another play off before the end of the quarter. Clock ticking down, 10 seconds to go in the first. And I think the Sailors are going to just let that clock wind down, think it over, and have a big third down play upcoming when we open the second quarter. That does it for the first here at Davidson. Your score, Newport 6, Capo Valley 3. We'll have second quarter action for you when we come back. You're watching Newport Harbor Sailors football on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, former Oregon State tight end Howard Kroom with you here. Headed to the second quarter. Sailors have a big third down. They looked great on their last offensive possession. They scored a touchdown, missed the extra point. Here they are in their own territory trying to convert. Third down and 4. Howard, look into your crystal ball. What do you think Coach Lofthouse is drawing up here?
Man, well, he's got a lot of things in the playbook. Honestly, the way Peyton Irving's been running, maybe you spread everybody out and just hand him the ball. But we know, honestly, it's what it always is on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. A quick hitch to Caston Hingham on the outside.
And Caston Hingham, for those of you watching on TarTV, we thank you for tuning in, by the way. Caston Hingham at the top of your screen with the pink gloves. And the sophomore, Josiah Lamarque, right next to him. Kim's got Peyton Irving in the backfield. And it's a quick pass near side to Duke Starnes, who's wrapped up right away. Great tackle there by Capo Valley's cornerback, Braden Saavedra, the sophomore. Picks up a tackle for loss, and the Sailors will be forced to punt.
We knew it'd be a quick hitter. We had Duke Starnes right here in the boundary, and that was actually a similar play to what we saw Caston Hingham score. Yeah, what he scored on last week. Trying to get the right tackle, Grayson Simon out to take care of that cornerback. Just couldn't break down and get him that time, and Starnes didn't have any room to work with.
Noe Avalos back to punt for Newport. And it looks like, yeah, that's number 4, junior Dane Benedict, standing at the 30-yard line, back to return for Capo Valley. Avalos, nice punt. Going to be fair caught just inside the 30 by Benedicts, and that's where Capo will take over for another offensive possession. They got a field goal last time, 6-3 score. Sailors got a Peyton Irving touchdown, a really great touchdown. I wish we had instant replay, because I think for the last 4 or 5 yards of that touchdown run, Peyton Irving was practically crawling into the end zone.
Well, he met a guy at the 5-yard line. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't think he'll be able to get in. We'll be on the 1. Somehow he fell into the end zone, and man, he's running hard.
Tonight's touchdowns brought to you by Original Pizza 2. New location located inside the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue. Owned by Newport Harbor football alums. Great place to watch a game, eat some pizza after playing a round of golf. Thank you to Original Pizza 2. Pass over the middle, caught on the run. Mark Hopkins was wide open, and now he's breaking tackles. Almost to the 40, shoestring tackle, saved a touchdown.
That was a blown assignment by somebody.
Anthony Jackson made the tackle, grabbing on to Hopkins' ankle for dear life, and that was a huge play, a big chunk picked up by the Cougar offense.
Great job by the quarterback and receiver recognizing that they're open and just abandoning the play and throwing the ball right now.
Cucuck throws it out near side, passes caught at the 35-yard line, and Johnny checks. Shoves Owen Taylor out of bounds, short of the first down. Second down and about 3.5 for here for Capo.
We've seen this offense of Capo look very capable. We've also seen them stall out. A lot of it's been due to penalties. Curious to see how they fare on this drive.
2nd and 5, handoff. No, it's Cucuck, keeper, and a beautiful tackle by Robbie Kroll, wearing that number 33. Worn last season by the great Eric Hell, and Kroll gets Cucuck right away. 3rd down here for Capo.
Yeah, when we see that 33, we're used to some big old biceps, somebody looking like a grown man ready to powerbomb an offensive lineman. So great to see Kroll in there keeping that legacy going. Still got to work on the biceps, but the production, he stepped into it.
I mean, when I'm doing curls at the gym, I'm thinking about Eric Hell. Okay, how can I get biceps like that? I swear he's a grown man. Big 3rd down. Cucuck pressured. Throw over the middle. Caught on the run. Inside the 10, down to the 5. Dane Benedicts has the Cougars knocking on the door.
I'm so impressed with Capo Valley and Cucuck, this offensive coordinator. I just think they're doing a great job making Newport Harbor be wrong.
And the Cougars hurry up to the line. Cucuck going quickly, pressured, wrapped up and sacked, bear hugged, and steamrolled to the ground.
That's been the key, the pressure for the Sailors has been their best weapon on defense.
I think that was Nate Peters in on the sack. Yes, it was. Nathan Peters, one of the captains, getting the sack, his first of the season, and a big, timely sack at that.
And that's what we need right there. You need your defensive linemen, your down guys, to come up with some pressure so you don't have to send extra bodies, because on that big gain, sent some extra bodies, left your defenders in man coverage, and the quarterback beat you.
So 2nd and goal from the 12. Big sack by Nate Peters, pushing Capo back. Kukoc, pass, pressured, running for dear life, and sacked again by Nate Peters. It was a double team between Peters and Makai Sagayao, the sophomore offensive lineman, teaming up with the senior Peters to sandwich Kukoc. He had nowhere to go, and the Cougars are driven way, way back to the 20-yard line.
That was just mano-y-mano. Those two big guys in the middle did exactly what we asked for, gave you pressure from your down D linemen.
Dude, it's a party here at Davidson, by the way. I look over the student section, and it's a rave. It's a full-on rave happening over in the tar pit. Timeout taken by Capo, their second of the opening half. Newport still has 3. Capo down to 1. And it went from 3rd and goal inside the 10 to now 3rd and goal from the 20. Or sorry, 1st and goal inside the 10, now 3rd and goal from the 20.
Well, and we were talking earlier about how impressive this Capo offense has looked, but then suddenly they kind of just stall out. I don't know if it's the Harbor defense comes alive. Don't know what it is, but the Capo offense looks capable but can't get consistent. And I'm going to give credit to that D-line.
We'll never count the Capo Valley Cougars out. Their game last Friday against Santiago Corona, they were down 21-7, and they scored 26 unanswered to win 33-21. So this is a team with no quit in them, and the Sailors are going to have to play, unlike they did against Yorba Linda, 4 quarters of complete football.
Well, it makes sense that they came back last week from what we've seen, because we kind of understand how they can get down. We've seen some lapses, but we've also seen some huge chunk plays and Kukoc scramble, and so it makes sense to me that they can make up ground very quickly.
3rd and goal from the 20 after the timeout. Let's see what the Cougars draw up. Pass over the middle is incomplete and went right off the hands of the receiver, Dane Benedicts. The junior's going to want that one back. And the Sailors were there regardless. So 1st and goal inside the 10 is now 4th and goal from the 20. Another field goal situation. Capo Valley looking to tie things up.
Yeah, good job of Sailors defenders all being there in the area. They also got bailed out a little bit by just poor execution from the receiver. Capo's going to watch this film and say, man, we had some opportunities early on in this game, but we gave them away.
Sophomore kicker Dane Fingersh. He had a 32-yarder earlier, this one from 37. Good snap, good hold, and a great kick. That thing would have been good from another dozen yards. We're tied up at 6. Dang, Dylan Fingersh is good.
And now you come back to that Harbor missed extra point. You feel it. It's a neck in it. We expected a good game. We felt like, we said it earlier, both teams look at each other and say, hey, they're beatable over there. We should come out on top. I believe, though, Harbor has the athletes, has the depth on offense and on defense to outlast Capo and end up pulling this thing out, but they've got to execute and show it.
Well, talking to Capo Valley head coach Sean Curtis earlier this week, this is a team, they're 2-1. They've played 3 good programs. They played Tustin, Sunny Hills, and Santiago Corona, and he said Newport's going to be the best team we've faced thus far.
And it makes sense. Talent everywhere. A lot of guys anticipated to go to college on this Newport team. They've been playing together for, have some experience for a couple of years. So this is a good test for Capo, but Capo's a good test for the Newport defense in particular.
This is a great Orange County Public School matchup between the Cougs and the Sailors. Kickoff caught just outside the end zone by Josiah Lamarque. So electric dancing, sidestepping, still on his feet across the 30. Josiah guaranteed to make at least one man miss every time he touches the ball.
He's just so shifty, and he's got great vision. And he's one of those guys that just has a knack for setting up his blocks somehow. He knows where the defender's at, knows where his guy is. And then if he doesn't have anything, he's not afraid to go down and take a knee.
So nice field position for Newport, opening up this offensive possession. Tied up 6-6. 1 touchdown by Peyton Irving for the Sailors and 2 field goals for Capo Valley. Let's see what Newport Harbor has here. Duke Starnes, receiver at the top of the screen. Cashin Hensham and Josiah Lamarque at the bottom. Nick Kim barking out orders. And now after that, it's a handoff to Irving, and it's his worst run of the day. He was met immediately in the backfield for a loss of 3 or 4. And it was Dane Kallenbaugh, senior outside linebacker, making the stop for Capo. 2nd down and 12 here for Newport. We'll see if the Sailors offense has an answer for the Cougars that have scored, albeit field goals, but have scored on their last 2 offensive possessions. We're almost exactly halfway through the second quarter, 7:30 to go. Kim takes the snap. Flag comes in, and now it's whistled dead. I think someone on the Sailors offensive line moved, and it took a minute for the official to notice, but that's got to be a false start.
Well, I think one of the officials was calling it on the defense. That's why they let the play continue, and somebody else blew it dead and said no, it was on the offense. So now you get behind the chains even more. 2nd and 17. And this is exactly how the first drive started. You get a negative play on the first snap, you get a penalty on the second snap. Now it's not the easiest way to be an offensive coordinator when you need 17 yards.
I look for the Sailors to target Cashin Hensham a little more on this drive. Just 1 catch thus far in the game for the junior receiver, who had 10 coming into today on the season, so averaging 5 a game. Duke Starnes has 3 catches, and we thought he might not play with a hurt ankle, and he's got 3. Zach Zamora, the other receiver, along with Josiah Lamarque in there for the Sailors. They look over to Lamarque, catches it, makes a man miss, but then is tackled roughly shy of the 30, and now it's a big 3rd and long for Newport.
Yeah, now what do you do? Where do you go? 3rd and Josiah probably picked up 2 or 3 on that. 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15. It's tough.
Sailors' offense feels a little stagnant right now.
But we haven't seen anything over the middle, picking on those 2 safeties. Cashin Hensham also, we haven't seen him run by a guy for a long deep ball.
Kim throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete, intended for Zach Zamora. Broken up over the middle by Damian Berg, the senior linebacker for Capo, a 3 and out. Not what the doctor ordered for the Sailors offense. We're going to have to see if the defense can give them some life. It was on that first offensive possession that scored for the Sailors, 2nd of the game. It was the defense that gave them the momentum and the spark offensively, and that's kind of been the story of the game so far for the Sailors.
Well, we're going to need to see it again here. Going to need that defensive line to continue that pressure and make it uncomfortable for Q-Cug.
Noe Avalos, the Sailors punter, gets it off. High spiraling punt will be fair caught just across the 50-yard line. And Connor Chenier was in the area on coverage. Mark Hopkins fields the punt for Capo, and it's good field position for the Cougars. Just about 55 yards for Capo to work with, trying to break the stalemate. 6:09 to play until halftime.
And Capo's in their huddle saying, look, we've made some big mistakes today, and it's a tie game. Let's just calm down, block up front, and we're going to march down the field and score. They're feeling confident.
Every game the Cougars have played and has been tight. They open up the season with a 1-point loss in overtime to the Tustin Tillers. And then they beat Sunny Hills 38-30. Santiago Corona had to mount a second-half comeback. So this is a team used to being in tight games. Pitch out right side, and the running back is just shoved to the ground. Jacob Carlone Carlone's a sophomore, and Jaden Cassidy, the running back, is a senior. Carlone looks like a man amongst boys out there when he plays.
Well, every game we've seen Carlone go and throw his shoulder into somebody and stay on his feet while the ball carrier goes down, just looking like an absolute menace out there.
Carlone's a game changer. When he flips the switch, he can make things happen. Q-Cuck to pass, flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and the pass is It's caught right at the sideline.
Do they give him that?
Billy Ridley is signaling incomplete, but the side judge says that it is a complete catch.
Oh,
so
wow, what a play by the offense.
a toe drag, toe tap on the far sideline brings up 3rd down and short. A really nice pitch and catch in coverage. And, well, they're not advancing the ball, so
it looks like they didn't give it to him.
okay, incomplete. The side judge official on our side of the field signaled catch, but the one in the vicinity said incomplete. So instead of 3rd and short, it's 3rd down and 12 for Capo Valley with 5:30 to go in this tie game, 2nd quarter. Jacob Carlone blitzes the edge. Cucuck flushed out of the pocket, hit as he throws, incomplete. Bodies on the floor, no flags. And a great defensive possession there for Newport Harbor. It looked like the guys just dialed up the intensity a little bit. Hitting Cucuck as he threw, shoving receivers to the ground. Howard, it's been the defense providing the spark tonight for Newport.
That's exactly what it's been, and even on that 2nd down that we thought was a completion, why were we so impressed? Well, because Cucuck had to scramble, had to make something out of nothing, and that's because of that pressure from the Sailor defense.
A big thanks to all our viewers on TarTV tonight. We'll be on Tar Radio next week. Sailors on the road next Friday against Trabuco Hills. Then we'll be back here at home taking on J. Sarah, making up the game that was postponed due to COVID. Josiah Lamarque back to return this punt for the Sailors. It's a beautiful kick, and it bounces into Lamarque's hands at the 12-yard line. Gets a block from Diavola, and now he's clotheslined across the 20. And that's how you have to tackle Josiah Lamarque. Otherwise, he's going to leave you in the dust.
Yeah, nothing for him to work with on that. But this is a big possession right here. I want to see the Sailors come out. I mean, they want to see themselves come out, get comfortable on offense. Let's hit Cashton, hinge them. Let's get Peyton Irving going a little bit. But this 1st down, the first snap, you got to have some positive yardage.
Let's see who's in on the offensive line for the Sailors tonight. I see Brody Bradfield and Carter Gomez. Looks like Makai Sagayo, of course, Nate Peters and Grayson Simon left and right tackle. Such a good offensive line this season for Newport. 1st down and 10 from the 23. Hand off to Irving. He's met in the hole and spun around.
That was a miscommunication on the offensive line.
Right as I'm talking up the O-line, Juan Segura, the senior captain linebacker, just hits the hole and meets Peyton Irving full steam ahead.
And that was on the right side of the offensive line where we've got a couple of veterans. You don't expect for them to have a missed assignment, but somebody didn't pick up the defensive lineman, and here we go again, 2nd and 12. Just like this is the 3rd possession out of 4 where we've had 2nd and 12 to start.
That's what I'm talking about. Sailors' offense doesn't feel rhythmic today. It's a big play, or it's backwards, it's penalties, it's missed assignments. Kim, pass, quick, caught. Josiah Lamarque, gang tackled right away. Capo Valley read that like a freshman English book, and it's 3rd down and long for the Sailors. 4:20 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Well, it's tough because, you know, Coach Lofthouse, he wants to go with what he knows works. He knows a screen to Josiah Lamarque is a play that we've ran over and over and over. You know, handing the ball off to Peyton Irving, who we've talked up today. That should work. But football, it's a game of inches, and everybody has to be on the same page. So when your right guard and your right tackle have a brain fart, bam, now all of a sudden your whole possession might stall.
And checking in on the offensive line is David Flores, the big sophomore, replacing Makai Sagayo. This is a big 3rd down again for the Sailors. The defense is keeping the Sailors alive and keeping this thing tied up, but the offense has to match the production. 3rd and 15. Kim in shotgun, 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, and Kim's going to air it out near side, intended for Cashton Henjum, and it's out of bounds. Would have been uncatchable regardless. And another 3-and-out for the Newport offense.
It was a good idea. That's a play we've never seen on film as long as I've been watching the Sailors, but just the timing was off. Nick Kim needed to be a few beats earlier. But I can always say, what do you call on 3rd and 15? There's just not a play in the playbook built for that.
So for the 2nd straight possession, Noe Avalos back on to punt, the reigning offensive player of the week. Him and fellow sophomore kicker John Richardson taking home those offensive player of the week honors last week against Marina. And Avalos gets it off at the last minute. Capo Valley brings the pressure. takes a sailor's bounce across the 50 and rolls down all the way to the 45-yard line. And the Sailors' defense is going to get back out there. Two defenses really trading blows and trying to outdo each other in terms of who can do more on the defensive end. It's really been a defensive battle in a game, Howard. We expected some offensive fireworks.
Yeah, and the defenses, they've been great, but I think the offensive coaches are feeling like, these defenses are good, but we can beat them. One guy goes the wrong way, one guy holds a jersey, just can't get a rhythm.
First down and 10 from their own 45-yard line, Capo Valley. 2 field goals in this game. Sailors, Peyton Irving touchdown and a missed extra point, a blocked extra point. It's 6-6 here in the end of the second quarter. Pass over the middle, incomplete. And it was a couple of Sailors in the vicinity. Anthony Jackson had his hands on his head after the play, thinking he could have maybe picked that up, or Andrew Chenier, who has an interception in this game.
We're seeing a new defensive line in. We'll keep rotating through these guys, keeping them fresh. See Kroll, Papa George.
3:23 to go until halftime. Second down and 10 for Capo Valley. Kukuck flushed out of the pocket. He can run. Flag comes in. Throw is incomplete at the 30-yard line, and I think that's going to be a hold against Capo.
Not only can Kukuck run, he can throw on the run. He's dangerous when he gets outside the pocket. But here we go, another second down penalty, whether it's Capo or the Sailors. So it's
a lot of penalties in this game. It's really been a lot.
A lot of penalties on the offense.
It's a holding call against Capo, which will push them back deeper in their own territory. It'll be second down and very long from inside their own 35-yard line. 2nd and 21 for head coach Sean Curtis's squad. And we'll see what they draw up here. Your corner at the bottom of your screen, cornerback for the Sailors, Johnny Checks. Billy Ridley at the top, Jacob Carlone on the edge. It's a handoff to Jaden Cassidy, and he picks his way forward over right tackle for a short gain. Third down and 15 as Nate Peters checks back into the game on the defensive line for the Sailors, replacing Jacob Jerzik.
The question here is, if you're Coach Arredondo, you're the defensive staff, do you trust your 3-down linemen to get there, or do you send some extra bodies and leave your linebackers and defensive backs in man coverage? Looks like they're not sending extra bodies.
Final 3 minutes of this opening half. Kukuck pass, pressure up the middle by Nate Peters, and Kukuck throws it away at the last minute. A flag comes in at the end of the play, and it's going to be intentional grounding against Kukuck, I believe.
I was going to say, if that was a roughing penalty on Peters, which would have been crazy, at least wipe it off, because Robbie Kroll helped the young man up off the ground.
Robbie Kroll showing the sportsmanship, and really that was a clean. That's how you want to sack a guy. Peters wrapped him up around the waist and almost gently tossed him to the turf.
I think that's 2 sacks out of Peters today, at least 1.5. He's been involved on, I think, 2 third-down sacks, if I'm not mistaken. Those are big, big plays that his defense needs.
Peters playing big tonight, senior captain for the Sailors, making plays, and that sack and the subsequent intentional grounding penalty set up the Sailors to potentially have good field position. Josiah Lamarque back deep to return, standing just inside the 30-yard line as we await the punt from Gavin Thompson. He gets it off, almost blocked by Billy Ridley, and it falls at the 40, rolls towards Josiah, and it will be down right at the 30. So it'll be 70 yards to pay dirt for Nick Kim and the Sailors offense that has sputtered in their previous 2 possessions. 2 3-and-outs for Newport. There's 2:18 on the clock. Howard, we know Coach Lofthouse and Nick Kim and this staff, they love the 2-minute drill.
I was just about to say,
they love the 2-minute drill.
This is where I love Nick Kim at the most right here. 2 minutes to make a drive. His team needs him to come through. We start seeing hitch, slant, quick screen, 5-yard stop. I mean, he just starts picking the defense apart. This is what I expect to see on this drive.
I was at St. Anthony High School in Long Beach in November 2019, and I saw Nick Kim throw a game-winning touchdown in CIF to Jake Keeley-Koa with 28 seconds left. And Nick was just a sophomore then, not rattled at all by the moment. Let's see what the Sailors can put together here. 2:18 to go till halftime. Kim keeps it himself. It's Diavola in the game now. He can run. He scored a touchdown against Marina. Picks up 5. And they're going to keep Diavola. And I love, as I'm out here singing the praises of Nick Kim, I love the 2 quarterback package that the Sailors have shown us at times this season.
Well, change of pace. When you get Diavola in the game, you know he's going to look to scramble. Even though he's got a real capable arm, he's just an athlete.
2nd down and 5. Diavola, the junior safety, keeps it himself. No, throws it backwards. Pass to Lamarque. Room to work on the left side. And Lamarque sidesteps a man and crosses the 50. Flag comes in late. Another penalty. It's been crazy.
By the Sailors' body language, it looks like they think it's against them. But what would the flag have been? Josiah just, I'm like, maybe did they say Diavola crossed the line of scrimmage?
Well, it wouldn't have mattered because it was a backwards pass, right?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, if he was across the line of scrimmage, that was a backwards pass to Josiah.
But also the flag came in so late.
It was a hold. It's a holding call.
On Harbor.
So
somebody downfield, and see, it's hard to get mad when when there's a hold out of aggression. They're trying to spring Josiah free, trying to get a couple extra yards, but damn. Don't think that we needed that.
So it's 2nd and 11. That negates a really nice run on the far side of the field by Josiah Lamarque. And it is still the junior safety, all-league returning safety, Carson Diavola, in at quarterback, athletic, player on both sides of the ball, and he had 2 rushes for 9 yards and a TD last week against Marina. Fakes the handoff to Irving. Duke Starnes hauls in his 4th catch of the night and picks up 5 yards. Probably the best game of senior Duke Starnes' career with the 4 catches.
And that was a big catch right there just to get some positive yards because we thought it was going to be another 2nd and 12 right there. So Duke Starnes made something out of nothing and puts his offense in a manageable position.
3rd down and manageable. Sailors take a timeout. They still have 2 remaining.
And it's listed as 2nd down. Is it 3rd?
It should be 3rd.
That penalty.
Well, the penalty came on 2nd down.
Penalty should have made it 2nd and 11.
Should be 3rd, but both the scoreboard and the person working with the chain gang there both say 2nd.
Well, Sailors, we'll take it. We'll take 2nd down.
If no one changes it, that's fine from the tar pit. Handoff to Peyton Irving, and another flag comes in as Peyton's tripped up at the 50. 7-yard gain on the run by the junior running back. Stay tuned at halftime. Howard and I will be joined by OC Register high school sports expert, writer, and veteran of the game, Steve Fryer, going to hop on TarTV with us to talk a little bit about this game. Sunset League football, high school football in Orange County. He's covered high school football in Orange County longer than I've been alive. So stay tuned at halftime for an interview with OC Register's Steve Fryer. That should be fun.
And I just read that our guy, Owen Tomko, over at Fountain Valley High School just threw a 65-yard touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
So it seems like Fountain Valley's rolling a little bit. We've been keeping our eye on them in the Sunset League.
Well, follow Sunset Rewind. A shameless plug here as Howard and I host the show. Best coverage, most in-depth coverage of Sunset League football. At Sunset_Rewind on Twitter and Instagram, Sunset Rewind on YouTube. We recap all the games for you, and there's some really juicy Sunset League matchups tonight, not just here at Davidson, but Cornet Del Mar, the undefeated Sea Kings, down in San Clemente taking on the Tritons. That's a really good one. Huntington Beach on the road against El Toro. Diavola rolls out, pressured, barely gets the pass off, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long. And Howard, I mean, I'll talk this over with the coaches, but I believe we got an extra down. I'm pretty positive we got an extra down.
I think we did too, because I think we got an extra down as well. Unless you replay that down. Maybe you replay 2nd down on the penalty.
I could be wrong.
I think you replay the down.
The officials obviously know more than me. But now it's 3rd down, officially. 3rd down and 17, a minute 14 to go until halftime. Diavola still in the game at quarterback. Dancing in the pocket, going to run straight up the middle. He's got wheels, and he falls down at the 50-yard line. about 2 yards short of first down. But with 1 minute to go until the half, certainly 4-down territory for Coach Lofthouse's squad.
You would think so. Diablo got so close. It looks like it's a legitimate yard. I'd keep the ball in Diablo's hands. Either let him hand it off to Irving. If he doesn't like what he sees, he can keep it himself and get the yard.
Flag comes in, and I think the Sailors moved early. That is a tough time.
And I didn't see it, but I heard the Sailor faithful all just exhale with disappointment.
And you see Diavolo disappointed as he has to jog off the field. Sophomore punter Noe Avalos on to punt. Grayson Simon frustrated, sprints off the field. A tough time for a false start.
Offensive penalties have really kind of changed the game so far. I mean, it's been great defense. You know, D-line from the Sailors has come alive, but in reality, it's been these penalties that have put the offense behind the sticks, put them in bad positions.
43 seconds till halftime, tied up 6-6. It's 4th and 6 for the Sailors. Noe Avalos will punt once again.
Avalos has got a lot of action tonight.
Well, we were saying earlier, you know, special team player of the week, him and John Richardson against Marina. And we hoped we didn't have to see too much of his leg. It's been a lot of punts. A lot of punts here tonight.
Well, thank God we've got a kid who can actually boot it away and not just give the other team great field position.
The special teams future at Newport Harbor is bright. Both Richardson and Avalos, sophomores, who are really dedicated to their craft. Low snap. Avalos gets it off. Going to bounce at the 45, take a Sailor bounce. And Zach Zamora will watch it roll down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line with 29 seconds to go till halftime. I don't expect Capo Valley to take a shot, but you never know. They've picked up yards in big chunks at times.
I bet you they come out and see if they can get positive yardage on these first two plays, throw something to the sideline, maybe even take a shot deep, honestly. Roll Q-Cuck out of the pocket, see if you catch a defensive back asleep.
Coming out in that second offensive possession of the game for Newport, they looked like such a well-oiled machine. I thought we were about to see the Sailors score points in bunches, and here we are 6-6 with 29 seconds until halftime. Q-Cuck passed out. Sorry, I was thinking of Tony Kukoc from the Bulls. Q-Cuck passed out of the 20-yard line, caught, and no timeout taken by either team. So that should run us in to halftime, tied up at 6. We'll see if Capo snaps it one more time if they have to. I think they'll run one more play here before the half. 2nd down and 8. Q-Cuck, time in the pocket, dancing, going to air it out. One last play. It's dropped right at the first down marker, and that takes us to halftime tied. 6-6, a defensive battle, a mistake-filled first half for both teams. A lot of penalties. And the Sailors' defense looking really great, and the offense looking very sharp at times. I'm curious to see what the second half holds. Howard will break it all down at halftime. Sailors score. Peyton Irving touchdown, a blocked extra point, and 2 field goals for Capo Valley. We'll have second half action for you when we come back, but stay tuned. OC Register Steve Fry are going to join us in just a minute for a halftime interview here as you're watching Newport Harbor Tar football on TarTV.
I'm Jason Levin. Yeah, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for coming out. Yeah, appreciate it. Give Brian some help on it.
All right. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom here with Steve Fryer from the OC Register, a guy who knows more about Orange County High School football than most people on this planet. Steve, thanks for hopping on TarTV with us. We appreciate it.
Good to be with you guys, man.
So, Steve, I know you can't be at every game every Friday night. You chose to come cover this game. Why? What brought you out here for Newport Harbor against Capo Valley?
Well, the scoreboard says it right there. I knew it was going to be a close game. I like going to competitive games. 6-6 doesn't get much closer than that. We have in our top 25, we have Capo at 19 and Newport at 20. So we have them like right next to each other, and scores are right next to each other too. And I thought there'd be more offense in this game, Alex. I'm telling you, but the defense has been really good. Man, there's some bodies flying out there, and some hard hitting going on, and guys are going to be needing ice baths tomorrow morning.
Steve, I'm a big time Sunset League homer. We always talk about Sunset League might be the most competitive public school league in California. We know there's a lot of good ones out here.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the Sunset League and how strong these teams are?
Well, I think it's an up year for the Sunset League because Harbor, Lofthouse has got it going again. I think it's his fourth year here, and they got good pretty quick, and it looks like they're staying there. Huntington Beach is creeping up. Just a few years ago, they were pretty miserable, but they're going really good. And the best public school team in Orange County is Los Alamitos. I don't know where they're at in the state. They're like 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there. They're solid. I've seen Edison, and Edison played Orange Lutheran last week, and Edison's got it going again. And there's no team that's going to play with more heart, more spirit than Edison. I don't care who's on the other side of it for them. And then Corona Del Mar, they're as good as it gets too. Fun thing for me about Corona Del Mar is everybody knows, it's like the wealthiest zip code in Orange County or the world or whatever.
Yes.
And those kids kind of play with the chip on their back, on their shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
They want to show that they're as tough as anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they go out there and put a little extra effort and playing a little bit tough. So that league is really gosh darn good. It's a fun league for football and a lot of sports. Volleyball, basketball, baseball, goes on and on.
Well, and you've seen more high school football in this area than anybody. I know you said you thought this was going to be a good game, but how do you choose which game you go to? You can only be at one location on a Friday night. How do you choose?
Well, some of the readership thinks I should be able to be at 7 places at once, but I haven't figured that out. My wife thinks I should be able to too, but I can't get that one down. But basically, I try and look at good matchups. My partner, Dan Albano, I've worked with for I don't know how many years, 20, whatever. And so we kind of look at it, and, I'll take a big game. He'll take a big game. And we try and mix it up. Like last night, he took the big game, La Habra Orange. And that was a close game. Orange beat him 14-10, if I remember right. So we just kind of mix it up and try and see. And also, we're going to do a top 25, and we're going to do an all-county team. Mm-hmm. We got to see a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so if we're going to do this thing right, we got to get out there and look at as many teams as we can. I try and go week after week without repeating who I've seen. Like last night, I was at Northwood Loera, that's not top 25 football, but it's kids out there that are playing hard, and it'll give you a better feel for the county landscape. And also, here's the fun thing about every game I get to cover. Every game I cover, there's some young person out there who's going to make the play of his or her life.
Yes.
Yep. And so, it might be a guy making a tackle, on special teams. That's the only thing he's going to do his whole athletic life. And then, 10 years from now, when he gets my age, it'll be 10 tackles. But he did make one tackle, and I'm there to see it and all that, and it's a great celebration. It's great to be able to write about the great things our young people are doing. So much media attention on young people is not that positive, and I get to write about the great things our young folks are doing, and so it's really a cool job.
Yeah, Howard and I feel the same way. There's so much beauty in high school athletics. So we appreciate what you do. I know you're here working, but before we let you go, Steve, one question just about Newport Harbor. This is TarTV. We are the home of the Sailors. What stands out to you about the Sailors this season? What do you like about Coach Lofthouse's squad in his 4th year?
Well, they're gritty as heck, and in the old days when Coach, oh my gosh, I forget his name, when Jeff was coaching, that was their calling card. They were tough, the 14-0 year in the 90s, all those things. They were tough as heck, and that is back. And also, there's a lot of skill out there. I mean, Henjum, man, when he gets the ball and he starts running, yow.
Yeah.
That's some sprinter
stud.
speed out there.
Yeah.
And then 62 is coming through the middle and bashing around, doing damage. The surge up the middle that they're putting on Cook, Trey, he's not seen that, I don't think. And so it's kind of shook him up. But they're playing with a defensive resolve. They're playing hot and heavy football out there. Hey, what do you think of that Capistrano Valley kicker, guys?
I said he's Division I.
Holy
That's a D1
mackerel.
kicker.
Amazing.
How many times do we watch like SEC football? The guy can't make a 30-yarder, and I'm here watching Orange County guys week after week that are kicking 40. And he made a couple of those kicks; they would have been 40 plus,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Fingers.
Yeah,
He'll
and
be
he's a
playing on
sophomore.
Saturdays. He'll be playing on Saturdays
Yeah,
at
man.
some point. So, great game here in front of us. We both expected, I think, as you said, all three of us expected an offensive battle. We've
Yeah.
got a defensive showdown. It's 6-6, 2 field goals, and a touchdown with a blocked extra point at halftime.
Yeah.
Second half should be fun. Steve Fryer, OC Register, thanks for hopping on TarTV with us, Steve.
All right, I got to go write about all the tackles because there's no scoring to write about.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for hopping on. We appreciate it.
All right.
We'll be right back. Thank you for watching Newport Harbor Sailors football on TarTV.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, no, I got it.
What's up, boys? Good job. Good. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I think we didn't get it. I think it messed up. I think you only have it on the video, like, combined, the live. Yeah, don't worry about it. I was just working on some highlights that night, so I don't need it now. Oh, he loves it. Plays ball every day. Yeah, he said it's good competition though. He said he's only met one guy that can play like him though. But he was a walk-on last year at Baylor, so he's having fun. We can't keep weight on because it's like so hot there and he's playing all the time. And it's college food. I guess. At my age it is, maybe not at my age. Good to see you guys. I've been talking to Jason and hearing about all this
Hey Alex, how are you? Good to see you. How are you guys doing? Hey, Sunset Rewind. You guys are killing it. It's awesome. Yeah, good job. Yeah, that's great. He's at Baylor, yeah. Yeah. Loving it. So far, so good. Playing on the club volleyball team. First home football game this weekend though. So. Yeah, I know. It's like anything wasn't on the field. Good to see you. So we're really bonding. That's what I've heard. Sounds like a great opportunity.
Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here live at Davidson Field. We have I don't know if you call it a barn burner, but we have a tie ball game. Not what we expected. We expected a lot of scoring. Sailors looked like they were going to score in bunches on that first touchdown drive, and it's 6-6 at halftime. Howard, tell me about the first half. It's not what we expected, but what stood out to you, at least what were some bright spots for the Sailors in your mind?
Well, two extremely talented offenses absolutely being stifled. And it's been a lot of shooting themselves in the foot. There's been penalties. There's been some drop balls. There's been some missed assignments by offensive linemen. It's just been sloppy offensive football, to be honest. But I do have to give some credit to the defensive front of the Sailors. They've been putting a lot of pressure on Q Cuck, the quarterback for Capo. And we've seen Nate Peters by himself bring pressure on two big third downs and really make an impact. So this D-line has been everything for the Sailors so far.
It is luau night here at Davidson. Howard, you're rocking the 1999 CIF champion special edition Ren Spooner. I don't know where you can find that. You can't buy that in stores. And that is a limited edition shirt here that you're rocking tonight. I know you're kind of the envy of everyone here at Davidson.
Well, it only felt appropriate. We got a big game, number 19, number 20 going up against each other. So we said Nick Kim, he came out looking sweet, look good, play good. Hey, it's the same for the announcers.
And we got the Tar Pit in the Aloha Hawaiian shirts rocking and rolling tonight. It's really been a party here at the home side. And the game, while not the offensive showcase that we expected, it's tied at halftime. Real bright spots on both sides of the ball for both teams. I expect a close, hard-fought second half. As I was talking about earlier, Capo Valley, every game they've played in this season has been close. They had a second-half multi-touchdown comeback against Santiago Corona. They beat Sunny Hills by 8, and they lost in overtime to Tustin by 1 point. So another close game, again, for the Cougars. And the Sailors looking to keep up what they started against Marina. Then they had to take the week off due to COVID against Jay Serra, and they want to keep that win streak going. As the kickoff is fielded at the 10 by Capo Valley. Here comes the second half. A nice hit. Carson Diavola, the straw, headhunt.
That's just a one-on-one tackle. When I saw Carson Diavola coming down on kickoff and there was only one man trying to block him, I knew right away, not a good decision. You're not going to make that block. Good, strong tackle by Diavola at the end.
First down and 10 Cougars from their own 27-yard line. And Howard, the theme of the first half for me was when the Sailors' defense provided a spark, the offense sometimes, not always, because there was a lot of punts. We saw a lot of Noe Avalos.
I like that young guy, but I don't want to see this much of him.
Stay on the sideline. We want to put a drive together. But the defense has been providing momentum for the offense here. Let's see if that continues in the second half. Handoff to Cassidy, and he's wrapped up and gang tackled. Elijah Ziegler.
Papa George got there first, I think.
I think it was Papa George wrapping him up. The 5'7" Papa George wrapping him up, and the 6'6" Ziegler finishing him off. I would not want to be tackled by those two.
And Papa George got the defense started in the first half with a big tackle for loss.
Well, you said it. Sailors' D-line has been living beyond the line of scrimmage and really making life miserable for Capo. Left side handoff. No, it's going to be a pass. And Kukoc throws it on the run. It's caught across the 50 by number 4, Dane Benedicts. And he's bailed out Capo Valley a few times, finding ways to get open. But we got a flag way back here in the backfield.
And it looks like nobody saw the flag except for the Harbor coaches. But maybe that was I don't see any referees reacting to it.
But there is a flag laying at the 30.
But on that last play, that also has been the story of the game so they are bringing it back.
Okay, there we go. I think it was a hold in the backfield. At least that's the area of the flag. And Trey Kukoc showing off his legs and his arm. Really impressed by the junior quarterback for Capo. They've got a good gunslinger for the next 2 seasons.
And Capo, their biggest weapon, or the plays that they have found the most success on, are when stuff breaks down, Kukoc scrambles and throws the ball on the run. And he's always finding a receiver that broke their route off. And if you're a defensive back, you can't be in coverage for 10 seconds. It's just too long.
In on the D-line for the Sailors right now, Jacob Jerzik, Alexi Papa George, and Elijah Ziegler. Jerzik, number 71, that rare soccer football crossover. And when you do see that, it's not typically a defensive lineman that plays both sports. 3rd down and 11 for Capo. Kukoc pressured, roll out. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got wheels across the 30, and he makes Carlone miss and then throws the ball out of bounds trying to stretch for the first down marker. That's going to be right around a first for Capo.
There it is again. Stuff breaks down. Kukoc scrambles. He'll throw the ball. He'll keep the ball. Whatever it is, that's the Capo Valley's best offense.
And the officials are talking it over. I saw Johnny Checks running out of the vicinity of the tackle, and he seemed excited. So I don't know if he just popped someone. Okay, it is a first down Cougars,
wow.
But Johnny Checks, I know he likes initiating contact. I think he got a little piece of Kukoc there, and he was happy about it.
Yeah, he's a physical guy. Safety converted to a corner, getting his first start at cornerback tonight. So it makes sense that he's a physical guy.
He had 7 tackles and a forced fumble against Marina, 15 tackles against Yorba Linda. Oh, Carson Diavola. That was like a WWE move right there. Gain of 4 on the run by Cash Mormon, sophomore backup running back. It's his first carry of the evening for Capo. 2nd down and 5.
We see that trips formation.
It's going to be a handoff again to Mormon. No. Kukoc keeps it. Throws it. Wobbling pass. Incomplete. In on coverage was Billy Ridley and Anthony Jackson.
Are they saying that ball was uncatchable? Because in my mind, number 1 was coming back to it and got tackled.
Yeah, that's what I saw, but apparently they said uncatchable. Billy Ridley came up frustrated. I think he wanted to try to pick that off, and him and Anthony Jackson just tackled the receiver.
And maybe it was mutual contact. Receiver might have been fighting with them because the ball was underthrown. Everybody was coming back to it, but I thought that was a little physical while the ball was in the air. Good job by the Sailors, though, sticking with the receiver.
3rd down and 5. They picked up a first on the legs of Kukoc. Last time on 3rd down, flags come in, whistled dead before the snap. And it's going to be offsides against the Sailors on defense. So a few really untimely penalties today from Newport Harbor. That should be an automatic first down for Capo.
Man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for the players, for the fans, for everybody when there's just it's not penalties that are in the act of the game. They're false starts, they're offsides, just stuff that's silly.
So that should mobilize the chain gang unless...
That was a long 5 yards.
All right, they will give him a first. So ball is just to the left of the 50-yard line. Capo Valley picking up 2 first downs thus far on this drive. 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tied up at 6. Sailors' D-line has been big. 1st and 10, Capo. Pass left side, incomplete. It was Q-Cook. Potentially a miscommunication with Owen Taylor, and incomplete. 2nd out and 10.
We see Papa George coming back in the game. We could use some of his pressure.
Papa George replaces Makai Sagayao on the D-line.
Still got Grayson Simon in there. We know he brings a tough pass rush.
2nd down and 10 for Capo. It's a handoff after Carson Diavolo with the tackle there. They faked the pitch and handed it off. And a good tackle by Diavolo, but a huge gain on 2nd down. 3rd down and short for Capo.
Yeah, Diavolo, he's cut a couple guys in half on this drive, starting on the kickoff. But that was just a good play right there. We saw the receiver come in motion, fake the handoff to him, slip the running back underneath.
3rd down and 3 for the Cougars.
And the Sailors are looking for a false start. They think somebody on the O-line jumped.
Q-Cook trying to go with a hard count. Robbie Kroll screaming that an offensive lineman jumped. Now a handoff to Cassidy. No, Q-Cook keeps himself around the edge. He's got room to run around the left side. Chased down by Chex inside the 5-yard line. A beautiful fake, ran to perfection. And the Cougars are in Sailor territory, knocking on the door.
Well, we knew that we would see this misdirection when we saw the trips formations, the motions out of Capo, but that wide receiver on the left side, I didn't get his number. He made the block of his life. And Q-Cook just absolutely killing the Sailors defense.
Flag coming in, some kind of a dead ball.
How many more dead ball penalties can we get?
I feel like that's got to be some kind of an unsportsmanlike. I don't even think the linemen were set.
Man, that kid Q-Cook is absolutely dynamic. He's great on the ground. He's even better throwing while he's on the run.
Yeah, it's a dead ball personal foul. 15-yarder.
Hopefully against Capo and marches them back, right? But I don't see anybody going backwards.
Officials are talking it over. Trying to see. I have no idea what drew the flag.
Yeah, we didn't see anybody jawing at anybody else.
Shout out to Mr. Kennedy here, the PA announcer, and Miss Kirby, his spotter, giving us some love on the PA system here at Davidson Field. And a big standing ovation for Newport Harbor Football Booster Club President Jason Levin, in attendance wearing a very nice luau-themed shirt. And that's a little bit why, Mr. Levin, usually see him in the tar football polo, but he colored outside the lines tonight, Howard, and it's a good look.
Hey, if there's a luau or an aloha party, whatever we're calling it, Mr. Levin's going to come in style.
And if you're looking for a place to hold your next luau, check out Original Pizza 2, tonight's touchdown sponsor, one of our many 12th TAR sponsors that we appreciate. Original Pizza 2, a Newport Beach staple, now located at the Newport Beach Golf Course right there on Irvine Avenue. It's owned by Sailor football alumni, and it's a great place to watch the game, any game. Get some pizza. Original Pizza 2. Thank you to all our 12 TAR sponsors. The penalty does go against Capo Valley. It is now 1st and goal from the 19. Sailors defense catching a break. Can they make it count? Q-Cook takes a snap, rolling out, and just got to fall down. Nowhere to go. Sailors are there. Jacob Carlone comes up flexing on him.
And now it's 2nd and 22, 23.
There was a very similar situation in the second quarter, Howard, where Capo got inside the 10, 1st and goal, and they hit the field goal, but they ended up having to kick a 37-yard field goal.
Well, think about it. If you're the Sailors, you're frustrated because you gave up a first down on an offsides. Now, if you're Capo, you just got out of the red zone on a penalty. It's just killing everybody.
Well, it's a game of frustration, I'm sure, by both coaching staffs. 2nd and goal from the 23. Kukuk looks for the end zone. Passes! Oh, incomplete. Johnny Checks laid out for it. Would have been something worth sending to SportsCenter. And someone's slow to get up over there. I think, Billy Ridley helped up by Jacob Carlone, looking a little banged up after that play.
Yeah, they're looking for the trainer now. He tried to get up and knew that his leg was down. I was just going to talk about the depth of the defensive backs. I was going to say it's so helpful to have a guy like Johnny Checks who can play corner and safety, get a guy like Andrew Chenier back who's very versatile. Because I was going to say I haven't seen Cashin Hingham today on defense.
I've seen Josiah in there a little bit. And the Sailors, keep in mind also, they're without Garrett Emerson, the junior corner, out right now with a broken collarbone. He had that beautiful interception against Yorba Linda in game 1. And Rachel Cassis, the athletic trainer, over there at about the 2-yard line, tending to Billy Ridley. You got to hope the junior's okay. He had 8 tackles and 2 pass breakups against Yorba Linda. Didn't play. He was out against Marina. But we saw him as a sophomore, Howard, in the COVID season, grow up in front of our eyes. He finished that short 6-game season with 38 tackles, 34 of them solo. So talk about a kid really getting some great reps in the spring season.
I'm a big-time fan of Billy Ridley's. And it looks like he's up, walking backwards, so maybe it was a calf cramp. Not sure what it was, but he looks like his limbs are feeling okay, and I would anticipate him coming back into the game if he can.
You get that kid a banana and some Gatorade, because we need him. And a little bit of confusion as Billy Ridley still walking off the field, and the officials were getting ready for Capo to snap the ball. And now we have another, I don't know how many times I can say this in a game, we have another huge 3rd down. I feel like we haven't seen Nick Kim throw the football in hours.
Well, remember, this is a team with a great kicker, so they really only need a couple yards here, and they can get into field goal range.
3rd and goal from the 23. Kukuk flushed out, chased down, throws on the run, incomplete, had to throw it away. He was running for dear life. Alexi Papa George was running him down like a rhino. And it's 4th down and 23, 4th and goal from the 23. And that brings up a significant field goal. I'm curious if they're going to try it. The leg of Dylan Fingersh has been impressive, and he's jogging out. So this will be, Howard, a 40-yarder. He hit a 30 and a 37. Can he hit a 40-yarder, Dylan Fingersh?
Well, we know distance is not going to be a problem. Leg strength is not going to be a problem. So is the procedure going to be right? Are they going to snap it and hold it? And can Fingersh keep his poise as the distance grows? But we know he's got enough leg.
Fingersh to kick. And Colby Hauser to hold. A 40-yard field goal to break the stalemate. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it's right down the pipe. 9-6.
You'll let Fingersh kick from 50. I mean, this kid has an absolute leg. Doesn't seem to be rattled by the moment. And we said we're not going to make it a kicking game, but we don't have a choice. Punting and kicking has kind of been the story offensively so far.
7:57 to play in the 3rd. And Capo, for the first time tonight, takes the lead. It's been 9 unanswered, 3 straight field goals. Scoring-wise for Capo, Sailors scored early in the first quarter on that Peyton Irving touchdown run, and since then, offense has gone stagnant. And I see assistant principal Rip Pembroke telling James Kroll and Justin McCoy they can't stand with the football team. He's making them move down to the spectator section of the sideline.
Does assistant principal understand the yardage that Justin McCoy has picked up over the last 3 seasons?
I saw James Kroll moments ago telling Nick Kim something, giving him some kind of advice. James Kroll playing now at Chapman University. He'll play tomorrow for the Panthers. And it is Boogie LaMarque on the return. And he falls down right at the 10-yard line. He slides down, and he looks.
Yeah, he was hurt. Something
he looks
didn't
like
feel
he's
right.
hurt. He slides down at the 10 and immediately looks like he's in a lot of pain. That is not good.
Hopefully just a cramp. But, yeah, he knew that his legs weren't right.
I hope it's a cramp. He fell down right away. Athletic trainer Rachel Cassis, strength and conditioning coach Eddie Steele jogging out. I really hope it's a cramp.
Well, Coach Steele's going out there because he's thinking it's a cramp too, so I hope Coach Steele goes. Because if it's a cramp, all you need is a big buff guy like that to stretch you out. We don't have to worry too much. Coach Steele might squeeze a cramp out of Josiah's calves or his quads.
I was talking to Coach Steele earlier today, and he told me that the Sailors, they get a little lift in right before the game. They head over to the weight room. And Howard, you played obviously high school and college football. This seems unusual to me. He said, we do things different here. We go over to the weight room and we get a little pump on right before the game, right before we run on the field. Have you ever heard of that?
In all my years around football, I've never, ever heard of people hitting the weight room within, a couple hours at all. I do hear, guys in the NBA, they'll get a lift in the morning before they play, but no, never right before the game.
I've seen Patrick Beverly get a lift right after a game. But Coach Steele, he said he invited me. He said, you should get a pump on before you announce. I wanted to go. I had work to do. But I thought, man, I've never heard of that before. It seemed lifting within an hour of kickoff. And so like you said, he might go over there and he might just squeeze that cramp out of Josiah. I can see Coach Steele's biceps from up here.
I was just about to say, we got a special order these Newport Harbor coaches hoodies. Extra large in the body, quadruple X in the arms for Coach Steele, arms and neck.
Josiah up on his feet. Talking to the officials, walking backwards. Looks like he has what Billy Ridley had, so some cramps. And the Sailors didn't play last week. There's a little bit of that playing into shape during the season, and they're one game behind everyone. They had to take the week off.
And Josiah had been hurt, so he didn't get all the reps that he would usually get. The first game, he did not return kicks. So today we've seen him return kicks, return punts. He's taken some blows already, so his body's just trying to get used to the wear and tear.
And the cramp sets the Sailors up with unfortunate field position. 1st and 10 from the 10. Kim back in the game at quarterback. Hands it off to Irving. Full steam ahead. Peyton Irving running like a man possessed. Crossing the 50 and down to the 40-yard line.
He's a different guy.
A 50-yard run. In the house that Justin McCoy built, Peyton Irving.
That's exactly who he looked like, Justin McCoy. Hit the hole hard as heck, made a guy miss, and then he put the burners on and outran everybody. He looks like a totally different guy, man. He looks like a complete tailback.
And maybe that was the spark the Sailors' offense needed. 1st and 10, Irving again. Takes 3 Cougars to wrap him up. Still gets a yard, 2nd and 9.
We got to give him a blow. That's a lot of running right there. He looks really good, though. And credit to that offensive line for making holes.
And in the game at quarterback is Nick Kim. In the game at receiver right now, replacing LaMarque is Tommy Robinson, wearing number 13. Standing next to Cashin Henjum at the top of your screen. Duke Starnes at the bottom. Irving still in the backfield. Kim in the pistol. And it's 3 straight runs for Irving. Patient. Moves the pile just short of the 30. And I love the patience and the vision there from Peyton Irving.
Yeah, he hits the hole hard but slows down a little bit because he's getting a great block from Nate Peters downfield and eventually just lowers his head and pushes the pile.
He looked a little bit like former Oregon State star Jamar Jefferson on that run with the vision and the patience.
Peyton Irving is a junior this year?
Junior.
Yeah, he's looking really, really good.
3rd down and 2. Irving, 4 straight runs, and Capo sniffed that one out. There's a whole bunch of white shirts in the backfield. 3rd and 2 becomes 4th and 5. Howard, do you roll the dice?
Nick Kim's asking for it. You're at a place on the field, the 35-yard line. Yeah, this is where you go for it. I guess you could punt and pin them down, pin Capo down deep, but if you don't get it, it doesn't hurt you. They still have to drive the whole length of the field.
Halfway through the third quarter, 4th down and 6. Sailors down 3. Kim takes the snap. Time to throw. Airs it long. Starnes is there. And a flag comes in. Pass interference. Certainly going to go against Capo.
We haven't seen just a straight 9 route, a fade, a streak from Hingham or Starnes so far tonight. And when do we see it? On 4th down. We know Coach Lofthouse and Nick Kim, they don't care if it's 4th down. They'll throw the deep ball. And Duke Starnes did what he was supposed to do. Got in a position to catch it, got his hands on it, and forced the cornerback to interfere for a defensive pass interference.
4 catches for Starnes today, but the biggest play for the senior comes on drawing that pass interference penalty. Sailors pick up the automatic first, and they're right on the cusp of the red zone.
And Starnes could have gave up on that. Oh, the defender's in position. I can't catch the ball. But no, he fought back, stopped his route, and got his hands on the ball. That's why the Sailors got the call.
Whistles come in, and timeout. Perhaps a timeout is taken. Let's see.
We've seen both teams move the chains now on defensive penalties in the second half.
I'm not sure if anyone is keeping track. I know this isn't an NFL or college game where they're keeping track of penalty yardage, but there has been an insane amount of flags in this game.
And in critical moments, these flags have come as well.
So no timeout. 1st down and 10. Sailors 1 yard outside the red zone. Trying to take the lead or tie things up 6-9. It's been 3 straight field goals, 9 unanswered from the Cougars. Another handoff to Irving. He lost the football, picks it back up, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Coach Lofthouse, he stayed with the run pretty consistently here. We know we've seen a lot of the quick screen game early on in the first half. I just wonder if this is when we start seeing some crossing routes, some slants, some quick hitters, because we know there's so many dynamic receivers on this team.
Josiah Lamarque, speaking of dynamic, back in the game after the cramp. He's one of the 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Kim rolls out, throws it, and a beautiful catch. Zach Zamora.
I've been waiting to call Zach Zamora's name all night. And that was Nick Kim, made something out of nothing. He was scrambling, and Zach Zamora made a heads-up play. Sounds like there's a flag on the field, though.
There was a flag thrown right after the catch. I don't know what it is. We'll see. But, Howard, Zach Zamora's a guy that you and I saw during Passing League 7-on-7. And we were like, who is that? That guy, he changed his body in the offseason. He looked like a man.
That's what stands out to me. I keep wanting to mention him. Every time I see him, I'm like, who the heck is 84? Is that a tight end? Just got a great body, good-sized kid, tall, thick, just looks like an excellent high school receiver.
6'3", 200, Zamora. He actually had 2 tackles and a forced fumble on defense last week against Marina. And now frustration after the play. I think it will go against the Sailors.
What was the call?
They're going to say Zamora stepped out and came back in. I can see Zach's frustrated by that.
Yeah, and the reason why that happened was because he was running a flat route to the sideline, and when he saw Nick Kim in trouble, he turned it up. Probably just didn't know where he was, lost his spatial awareness, and it happens when you're on those scramble plays.
Tough break there for Newport. And so it will bring up 2nd down and 11 from the 24-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go in the third.
And this is 4-down territory right here. So 2nd and 11, you got 3 downs to pick up. That's a long 11. Looks like 2nd and 12 or 13 to me, but you've got 3 downs to pick up these 12, 13 yards.
Offensive linemen in the game from left to right. Nate Peters, Brody Bradfield, Carter Gomez, Makai Sagayao, and Grayson Simon. Got to give credit to the hog mollies down there in the trenches as Zamora comes in motion for Newport. 2nd and 13 after the penalty. Another handoff to Irving, and a solid run by the junior. Gets the Sailors in the red zone, 3rd and long. And like you said, it's 4-down territory here.
When you can hand the ball off to your running back and pick up What was that? It looked like it was 6-7 yards. That's big. These are 2 huge downs right here. Do you hand it off again? Do you go a quick screen to Josiah on the inside? I think Cash is one-on-one by himself on the top of the screen.
3rd and 7. Kim pressured, wrapped up. Can he get the pass off? He just does. It's caught by Irving, who breaks a couple tackles and gets a first down.
That's a grown man right there.
Oh, my goodness. Nick Kim sticking with it. Sailors first down.
Nick Kim, there he had no business, absolutely no business getting that ball off. He should have been sacked as soon as the ball was snapped. He stayed with it. That's the work he put in on the offseason.
That's the weight room.
That's the weight room. He stayed on his feet, and he found Peyton Irving, who made a grown man move out there.
1st and goal from the 10. Snap hits the ground. Kim has to run with it. Flag comes in. Might be a hold. Kim took quite a hit. Very broken play. Messy play. Let's see what the flag is.
And you just hate to go backwards if you're the Sailors to make it 1st and 20. It looks like Sailors are walking backwards.
Think it'll be a hold against Newport. It is a hold. A tough break right when you have a crazy broken play that gets you a first down. You have a broken play that ends up with Nick Kim taking a hit and a holding penalty. So,
Alex, is Avalos kicking?
Is John Richardson, fellow sophomore.
And I like Richardson as well. He's got a good leg.
Him and Avalos are buddies. Talking to the coaching staff, they love kicking. They love special teams.
Well, we said it's 4-down territory, but down by 3, you get to the 15-yard line, you might kick that field goal and tie it up.
I wouldn't mind seeing Richardson's leg on display. 1st and goal from the 23. Kim passes deep, end zone, jump ball. Oh, incomplete. Cash and Hensham almost. I know there's no roof on Davidson Field, but he almost blew the roof off this place if he'd been able to bring that down. Odell Beckham, who unfortunately couldn't complete it, and it's 2nd and 23 now, from 2nd and goal from the 23.
Well, the defender was in position, but Nick Kim and Cash and Hensham, they just like their odds on offense better than they did the defender stopping the play.
2nd and goal from the 23. It goes to Lamarque. Up the middle. Electric. End zone. Touchdown Sailors. Josiah Lamarque. 23 yards out.
That's the play we were looking for. There's a wall of offensive line.
He had 3 catches, 55 yards, and a score last week, and that one was huge. Extra point blocked again. And so the score 13, or it should be 12-9.
Yeah, it should be 12-9.
Should be 12-9, extra point blocked, so still a 1 field goal game.
And see, what's tough about that is we've known Capo Valley is coming for these kickers. Usually it doesn't matter. But, yeah, they got to correct that score because it's 12-9, still a one-possession game.
3:45 to go in the 3rd. Sailors finally find some gold. And we talk about it every single game. Josiah Lamarque and Cash and Hensham, of course, but both guys, when they get the ball in their hands, they're liable to score from anywhere, and we saw classic Coach Lofthouse play. Screen over the middle, blockers, and you get the ball in a dynamic playmaker's hands. Boom, Sailors back in control. Let's see if the defense now can keep it up because they've been playing lights out. They've kept Capo out of the end zone, just 3 field goals for the Cougars. So let's see what the defense has here.
I love watching Josiah run the ball because he's so athletic, he's so fast that you'll see a defender with a great angle, and Josiah just burns the angle, knocks it out, and runs right by a guy.
Richardson's kickoff fielded at the 10. Good blocking. Oh! Robbie Kroll. Oh, no, correction. That's Leo Davis with the hit stick.
That was an excellent open field tackle.
Number 37, my lucky number. I'm a fan of Leo Davis, the junior.
You got to be a fan when you see somebody come down with reckless abandon and throw their body at a guy. You need players like that on your kickoff team.
And a penalty goes against Capo, it looks like. So Leo Davis lays the lumber, and I think the Cougars will be going backwards. Yes, they will. And if the Sailor, this right here, Howard, to me is an opportunity for the Sailors to really take control of this game. You score on offense, you put a drive together. If you can stop Capo, get the ball back, get more points in a game that's been as tight as this one, tied at halftime, this is a chance, this is an opportunity for the Sailors.
Well, I need Papa George to do what he does, get tough, put some pressure. That's not Grayson Simon, that's Ziegler out there. So we've got Ziegler and Papa George, two guys that make it tough on offensive linemen. We need them to get some pressure right here.
First down and 10 Cougars from their own 16-yard line. Kukoc throws over the middle, and Carson Diavola with a great open field tackle. Papa George helps finish him off. Carson Diavola, I think he's out here like, hey, I haven't hit enough dudes today.
Diavola's having a great game, doing really well. We love what we saw on offense, and defensively, he's just a sure tackler.
9 tackles last week against Marina. Defensive player of the game against Marina, Diavola.
He'll have that again today for sure, at least 9.
2nd and 5, pressure, edge. Chenier's there, pass is caught on the run. Oh my goodness, Mark Hopkins is off to the races. And Capo Valley strikes back. A huge play. It looks like Johnny Chex is cramped up at the 20. And the defense, for the first time today, gives up a touchdown. 2:54 to go in the third. Huge play, pitch and catch, Kukoc to Hopkins.
And that's why I like Kukoc, because even though he's not hit everything tonight, he knows how to thread that needle. He knows where the defender's going to be and when his guy's going to be open. And that was a great example. The receiver got behind the linebacker, but in front of the safety at an angle where the safety just couldn't close fast enough. And that kid had a ton of speed.
15-12. Extra point pending. Finger hits it. Player of the game so far for Capo is their sophomore kicker. 16-12. 2:54 to go. Sailors offense going to get right back out there. We saw some things we liked out of the offense on that last possession. Can they keep it up? Tar Pit's rocking. And, of course, here on TarTV, we don't love touchdowns from the other side, but touchdowns are brought to you tonight by Original Pizza 2, located inside the Newport Beach Golf Course on Irvine Avenue. It's a new location, and I highly recommend you check it out. Original Pizza 2, proud sponsors of Newport Harbor football. Also a big shout-out, big thanks to our other 12 TAR sponsors, Golden Com, Arbor Real Estate, Balboa Boatyard, Sunset Rewind, CT Realty, and a whole bunch of other great sponsors that make things happen for TAR football. We thank you here on TarTV.
It's been a long third quarter. But as soon as once it rains, it pours, right? So Harbor opens up the scoring, bam, Capo Valley, all of a sudden they look unstoppable and electric on offense.
Kickoff by Fingers will go out of bounds. First mistake we've seen by the kicker today. That should set the Sailors up with favorable field position. And Howard, we knew we were going to get a close game. Capo Valley in the OC Register's top 25 in the county. The Cougars come in ranked 19, Sailors 20. Steve Fryer from the OC Register here on the scene. He said, I knew it was going to be a good one, and it hasn't disappointed.
Well, I don't think either team has played up to their best, up to their potential quite yet. I know the Sailors haven't quite played up to their potential, haven't gotten the offense rolling quite yet the way we want, but it's looked good on this last drive. It seems like it kind of starts up front. When Peyton Irving is going, the offensive line is going, the offense for the Sailors is rolling. So look to see Coach Lofthouse get that established here.
Shout out to the Newport Harbor Sailors freshman team, undefeated on the year. And don't quote me on this, but I believe all 3 games have been shutouts or maybe only 1 score allowed. They've just really been dominating.
We saw their quarterback earlier bringing some good energy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the freshman team, they're fired up. I said, aren't you guys undefeated? They said, duh. What'd you expect?
Come on now, Sailor football.
Hand off to Irving. Sheds a tackle. And, oh, my, Peyton Irving teleported from the 40 to the 45, just short of the first down.
I'm telling you, he's a different guy. I don't know what it is, but you cannot bring him down with one guy. One defender is not enough. He's got a low center of gravity. When he makes contact, he lowers his shoulders, got great balance. He's been huge for the Sailors in the second half.
Well, keep in mind, week 1 he was just coming back from a jaw injury. That's healed up, and now he's running like a man that wants to hurt someone. 2nd and 1. Irving again across the 50. Punishing tacklers. Capo Valley going to have nightmares about the way Peyton Irving has been running at them in this game. Coach Steele on the sideline. He loves it.
Justin McCoy has to be proud seeing his young protege take over and do an admirable job.
And I don't know if they're listening to the game in their headphones, but Justin McCoy and James Kroll on the sideline, they are stoked.
Absolutely, they should be. You know, they left this offense. They're 2 huge contributors, captains, mainstays, and they got to be happy to see these guys rolling right now in the third quarter.
Great to see Sailor football alumni come back. Saw Eric Hell at a game, the Marina game, I believe. We'll be on the road next week, Friday, against Trabuco Hills. And then the Sailors wrap up non-Sunset League play the week after that with Jay Serra back here at home. That's going to be a real tough one and a battle because any team from the Trinity League, they're loaded.
Well, it'll be fun to see the Sailors step up in competition. I think they're a team that's going to rise to the level of competition that they play.
1st down and 10. Sailors in Cougar territory. Across the 50, final 2 minutes. Peyton Irving again trying to get around the edge, sidesteps a guy, and really makes something out of nothing. That's not a run that'll show up in the highlight reel, but Peyton Irving very well could have been tackled in the backfield on that one.
Yeah, should have been a loss. It was a long developing play. We've seen a lot of quick hitters that go right now, north and south. This was one that we needed to develop a little bit longer, and Irving did a good job getting to the edge, just didn't have a lot to work with when he got there.
2nd down and 10, final 90 seconds. It's Irving again. They're really going heavy with the run, and the junior falls forward, picks up a yard or 2, and it's going to be 3rd and long. Howard, we're not there yet, but 4-down territory. What do you think?
Man, I think it's a little too early for that. Depending upon the down and distance. If it was 4th and, we'll see what happens here on 3rd down. If you only need a yard, then you go for it. If not, still early. Punt it away if you have to.
Duke Starnes and Lamarque receivers at the bottom of your screen. It's a little swing pass out of the backfield to Irving. Nice block by Henjum. Irving picks his way forward and rolls around across the 40. Is that a 1st down?
I think it is a 1st down. They're not going to give it to him. He's got an inch.
So it's 4th and less than a yard. Sailor's going to go for it. Kim hurries to the line, gives it to Irving, makes the first man miss and picks up the 1st down by the nose of the football. And Peyton Irving, he is the bell cow tonight.
And Cashton Henjum deserves a shout-out. You called his name, Alex, on the 3rd down on that block. Another long developing play. Cashton Henjum had to hold a block for at least 5 seconds on the edge. If he misses his guy, we're not sitting here with the 1st down because it's a tackle for a loss. Instead, Cash holds his block. Here we are. Offense still going.
Peyton Irving beginning to chisel his name into Tar football lore. The great running backs of Newport Harbor football with this game tonight. 1st and 10. Potentially the final play of the third quarter, and that's going to be a false start against Newport.
Just a procedural penalty. Might have snapped the ball. Yeah, false start of some kind. I don't know if it was on the running back or on the offensive line, but man. So the question is, if you're the Sailors, do you come out and run the ball on 1st and 15?
Well, that's the problem with 1st and 15.
But it looked like they were going for the swing screen to Irving that worked on 3rd down.
And Nick Kim's just going to watch the clock run out down to 0. And we head to the 4th. Sailors down by 4, 16-12. 12 minutes to play. Can Newport come back? Sailors on the move. When we come back, you're watching Newport Harbor Sailor football on TarTV. Welcome back into TarTV. Alex Crawford, Howard Kroom with you here. Davidson Field, 4th quarter. Sailors down 4, 16-12. The Cougars scored on a huge play late in the 3rd. 79-yard touchdown pass, their first touchdown of the game. It was 3 field goals before that. Trey Kukuk hit Mark Hopkins, and now more whistles. And the Sailors' offensive line is jumpy tonight. Another false start, and Newport's going the wrong direction.
Yeah, and you're already 1st and 15. We just asked, what play do you run out of 1st and 15? And with Irving going the way he's going, you feel like you can pick up 6 or 7. 1st and 20, you feel a little different.
1st and 20, you're already feeling that pressure of trying to pick up a big chunk of yardage, and now, instead of feeling like you're deep in Capo territory, you're backed up almost to the 50. So it's 1st and 20 from the 42, first play of the 4th quarter. Kim, quick pass to Henjum. Grayson Simon with a great block, and they're going to get him for a block in the back as the flag comes in.
And what is that? Is a block in the back a 10-yarder?
Oh, man. This is a tough possession after Peyton Irving.
Well, this is why we gave Grayson Simon so much love on those 2 big blocks against Marina, because he's been asked to do the same thing a couple more times today, and it's just hard.
So that is a block in the back against Grayson Simon, a guy with one of the best motors you'll see in high school football. Number 70, the senior, going to be playing somewhere on Saturdays next year. They say it's a hold officially, and now 1st and 20 becomes 1st and 30. And the Sailors now are on the wrong side of the 50-yard line as they continue to move backwards. 3 straight offensive penalties for the Newport Harbor Sailors.
I mean, it almost gets boring talking about the penalties over and over, but they have just absolutely taken a toll on this game.
Well, right now, I mean, Howard, just a moment ago, Sailors were marching inside the 40, inside the 35-yard line. Now they're back on their side of the 50. It's like, we've been here. We just picked up these yards. 1st and 30, handoff to Irving. Can he get the yardage back? He gets back to the 50. Another tough run by the junior. He scored the Sailors' first 2 touchdowns of the season. He scored their first touchdown of the game here tonight. He's got 5 scores on the year. on pace for a huge junior season.
He's got what? He's got 30-something more to catch Justin McCoy for that second place in Sailor history.
Well, let's see what he can do over the next season and a half. 2nd and 22. Kim. Time in the pocket. Oh, man. Intended for Cashton Henjum, and Kim wants that back. What happened? Did the ball leave Kim's hand funny there?
I don't know. He had his receiver on a shallow cross in front of him. I think he wanted to hit his outside receiver on a fade, and he just didn't pull the trigger. I think he might have got in his head a little bit because he had a little check down that was real simple and just missed it.
And you can see Kim, the senior, so much experience, frustrated. Henjum frustrated because he knew he could pick up yardage. Now it's 3rd and 22 for Newport. Kim, time in the pocket, looks long. Left side, incomplete.
That's pass interference.
And no flags as Duke Starnes gets laid out. He was able to draw a pass interference penalty the last time in a similar play, and now it's 4th and long, and Sailors punter, the sophomore Avalos, jogs back on the field. Starnes is still down.
Down with the cramp, and the Capital Valley trainers rushed over, made sure he's all right. They're stretching him out.
Well, keep in mind, too, Duke Starnes, we weren't sure if he was going to play tonight, dealing with an ankle injury, so you hope it's just a cramp and not the ankle flaring up. And now it's really, Howard, it's on the Sailors' defense because the offense shot themselves in the foot there, missed opportunities and penalties, and the defense right now, they've got to do it for Tar football.
I think the Sailors lost 20 yards of penalty yardage on that drive alone.
At least.
And this is the same drive where we saw, no, we converted on the last drive. I thought that we saw that heroic play by Nick Kim. That was the last drive.
And these penalties have really slowed the game down.
Totally slowed the game down for the spectators, for the coaches. It might be part of the reason why guys are getting so many cramps.
And it is for Starnes. Looks to be just a cramp as he's helped by our trainer, Rachel Cassis, walking backwards off the field. And now the punt coming from the sophomore, reigning special teams player of the week, Noe Avalos, gets a nice punt off. High spiraling kick, fair caught at the 20. And McKay Ketchum was in the vicinity to absolutely level the return man had he not fair caught it. And the bell is now tolling for the Sailors defense. Big thanks to all our viewers on TarTV tuning in. Good crowd on hand at Davidson, but for those of you who couldn't make it out or live out of the area, live out of state, tuning in to watch your kids or grandkids, we thank you for making TarTV part of your Friday night. It's good to be back under the Friday night lights here at the historic Davidson Field.
When I look out at the defense, I want to see my man Nate Peters. I'm like, where is Nate Peters at? We need a sack.
Cucuck hands it off, first down. Sailors D-line. Connor Chenier stones to the back. Jaden Cassidy didn't have any breathing room. It's a short run, 2nd and long for the Cougs.
And that's what you want. Don't let the Cougars offense start feeling good about themselves because Sailors need to get the ball. They're hoping for a 3 and out to get the offense right back on the field and feel like they have a little bit of momentum.
2nd down and 8, 10:30 to go in this game. It's a design run for Cucuck, the quarterback, patient. He's tackled by Diavola, but picks up a first down.
I'd love to see Cucuck's overall yardage today. Through the air, on the ground, he's got almost all the yards for the Cougars.
And officially, I stand corrected. It's 3rd down and 1. Andrew Chenier and Carson Diavola able to keep Cucuck from gaining that first down. To answer your question, Howard, Nate Peters right now is under the tent, talking it over with the offensive line, watching some film. 3rd and 1, handoff. No, Cucuck keeps it himself. And Jacob Jerzik almost beheads him with the guillotine. First down, but Cucuck Well, he'll remember that one. First down, Cougars.
I'm just so perplexed by the offense of both teams, but especially Capo Valley. I've seen glimpses of absolute brilliance.
And then mistakes.
And then mistakes, like they don't know what they're doing.
1st and 10, Cucuck passes. He's got a man. Oh, Johnny checks. Can't get there. He's down. Touchdown, Cougars. Owen Taylor. And that was huge for Capo Valley.
Yeah, that's frustrating. We've seen these receivers show some speed on a couple of plays and break away from the defensive backs. That was just a good example, and it wasn't an easy play. Cucuck had to put the ball right on the money. That's what he did.
He did. I mean, Chex was right there, and Cucuck led that receiver perfectly. Owen Taylor, a 64-yard touchdown.
It was Owen Taylor, the guy who scored. Was he the kid that scored earlier?
No, that was Mark Hopkins.
Wow, just some real fast, electric, dynamic receivers from. But we heard before the game there are 2 excellent receivers from Capo Valley and an excellent quarterback. We've seen huge strikes now with all 3 guys involved.
Well, Howard, 9:17 to play in this game, and all of a sudden the Sailors, who didn't give up an offensive touchdown for the majority of the first 2.5 quarters, now they've given up 2 long touchdown passes in a row and face an 11-point deficit, 23-12. And as I said, okay, it's time for the Sailors defense to keep them in this game and to do something. That didn't happen. So now the offense has to get something going, or we're in big trouble here in Sailor Nation.
Well, you've only put 12 points on the board through 3 quarters. Now you got to find a way to put up 2 scores. You got to find a way to match those 12 points with only 1 quarter left. So it's a tall task. If the Sailors can somehow get a quick strike, that'd be huge.
McKay Ketchum and Josiah Lamarque down to return. The kickoff for Newport Harbor, Dylan Fingersh. Really impressive sophomore kicker set to boot this one deep for the Cougars, who got to be feeling good. And it's just a little pooch kick. Going to bounce at the 20 and get picked up on the hop by Lamarque, who turns on the Jets and then is tackled at the 25. I almost thought Lamarque was going to be able to hit that seam and bust it loose. Capo Valley able to close the hole. And it'll be 75 yards to the end zone for Nick Kim and the Sailors offense that are in desperate need of points.
I just wonder what you do. Do you come out and take a shot? Try to get Cashton Hingham down the sideline on 1st down? But you know Peyton Irving's been running the ball so tough. Or do you try to surprise him with that Josiah Lamarque screen over the middle?
There are a lot of weapons in Coach Lofthouse's arsenal. I'm just not sure which would be most effective right now against Capo Valley. And the Sailors offense has struggled a bit to find that rhythm.
We got one-on-one with the receiver at the top.
They get it to Lamarque out of the backfield, trying to make a guy miss. He does and gets out of bounds. Flag comes in late, and it looks like it's going to be another hold against the Sailors.
Are they calling that against Cash? I mean, that was a late hold, if that's a hold.
I mean, Howard, you could speak from experience on this, but at some point, it's got to feel so frustrating if you're Newport, like you can't do anything right with flags on almost every play.
Yeah, it's horrible, but at the same time, you can't stop playing your game. The reality is, a lot of people don't like to hear this, but there's holding on every play in football. So, okay, yeah, it's against the Sailors.
It will be a hold. And
we're guessing it's against Cash, but I didn't hear.
That was the closest.
And they're also, we're guessing it's against Cash because these receivers are being asked to block tough defenders, hold blocks for a long time, and this is just part of the Sailors offense. When it works, oh man, it looks amazing, but it's a hard assignment for any receiver.
And the 6 yards picked up by Lamarque will not count Sailors go backwards again.
So last drive, Sailors gave up 20 yards of penalty yardage, had a 1st and 30. Now they're facing a 1st and 25.
9:04 to go in the fourth quarter. 1st and 25 from their own 16-yard line.
So that had to be a personal foul then, right?
Maybe a face mask.
Yeah.
Hand off to Irving. Oh, he dropped the football. It's scooped up by Capo. And that's a Cougar touchdown. Oh, my goodness. Wyatt Schultz, senior defensive end, picked it right up off the turf. And the Cougars have blown this game wide open.
That's brutal right there. Peyton Irving having such a good day, running so hard. We do have one Sailor down.
Oh, that is tough.
And excellent job by Wyatt Schultz. He didn't dive on it. It seemed like the ball was just sitting there forever. Schultz picked it up and muscled his way to the end zone. We said you needed 2 touchdowns in 9 minutes. 3 seems impossible.
That's really tough for the junior running back, Peyton Irving, who's having one of the best games, certainly the best game of his career. And Wyatt Schultz, senior D lineman from Capo, just picks the ball up off the turf. Nick Kim tried to tackle him, and Schultz, 5'10", 250-pound senior, just barrels his way into the end zone.
Yeah, it's just so deflating if you're the Sailors, because now all of a sudden it's 29-12. This game has not been a 29-12 game. It's been a 16-12 game, it was just that 2 minutes ago, it feels like.
And Peyton Irving, the Sailors player who's having some cramping, being helped off by the trainer Rachel Cassis.
Well, he's physically feeling bad about it, feeling bad, mentally not feeling great because he just put the ball on the ground. It happens for a running back. You touch the ball so many times, eventually it's going to hit the ground. You just hate for it to be in the fourth quarter, especially leading to a touchdown. It's brutal.
It's going to take a miracle here on Irvine Avenue now for the Sailors to come back in this one.
Well, it would take what we just saw. It would take a defensive touchdown. It'd take a special teams touchdown. It might take both.
And I see last year's team captain and former Sailor wide receiver now at Chapman, James Kroll, on the sideline talking to Cashin Henjum, giving him some encouraging words. Extra point up and good by Fingers. And Howard, I have to assume that Coach Lofthouse, this veteran staff, and Nick Kim, the veteran QB, they don't want to get ahead of themselves. They can't score 18 points in one possession. So you need to come out, drive down the field, get points, and then go from there. One thing at a time if you want to come back facing this 18-point deficit just under 9 minutes to play in the fourth.
Yeah, you might not be able to score all 18 points in the next 9 minutes, but you still have a game next week. And not that anybody's looking ahead to next week, but this is only game 3 in a 10-game season at a minimum. Sailors have aspirations of going to the playoffs. So game 3 out of 10, yeah, it hurts. Feels bad, but let's keep working. Let's finish this game on a high note, maybe even put 2 touchdowns on the board before the game's over.
Shout out to Newport Harbor cheerleading. Shout out to the Newport Harbor High School ASB. The tar pit rocking. Good crowd here tonight. I see Newport Beach City Councilman Jeff Herdman down there in the front row. I see a lot of parents here, Howard, who don't have kids at the school anymore, showing up to show out and support Sailor football.
Well, Sailor football is a community event. We've seen a lot of alumni parents coming up, speaking to us. Love to see the energy out of the Sailor faithful.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I can't wait. We got a few more home games. Jay Sarah will be fun, and really, Howard, I've got my calendar. I've been licking my chops looking ahead to October 15th and 22nd. 15th, homecoming against Huntington Beach, coinciding with the 91st anniversary of Newport Harbor High School, and a huge party that weekend here on campus. Huge events Friday and Saturday, and then the next week, Battle of the Bay. So that's going to be a real fun stretch here at Davidson in October.
And stay tuned to TarTV. We'll let you guys know where the after party is, the official after party for the anniversary game.
Oh, there's going to be one. Nick Kim, first down pass out of the backfield, caught by Hayden Farley, who breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Finally, he's suplexed to the ground. and more yellow laundry on the field. We got to talk, Howard, after this game to the coaching staff for Newport. This has got to be a record in terms of flags on both sides for both teams. I mean, the officials, they earned their money tonight.
Yeah, and I hate when I see a packed stadium like this, all these kids, students of Newport Harbor coming out and supporting. I'm just like, dang, I wish it could have been a, 28-35 kind of shootout. Instead, it's just a penalty-ridden kind of neck-and-neck thing that just got busted open at the end.
Especially with it being luau night and so many cool Hawaiian shirts in the crowd, students. I wish Coach Lofthouse and the staff would have worn Hawaiians. That would have been – we need to get some made for the team.
Well, next year we'll put a little bug in their ear and see if we can get everybody on board.
Penalty goes against the Sailors. First down and 20. Nick Kim. He's got receivers on either side. Pass, time to throw. Buys time. Throws it out of bounds. No, Boogie Lamarque almost made a toe tap catch, incomplete. And Kim, a lot of time to throw. Offensive line holding Kim using his feet, but second down and 21 upcoming.
Yeah, Nick Kim just couldn't find a receiver that he wanted in time. By the time he did let it go, there just wasn't enough sideline left.
8:36 to play. Sailors.
The Sailors got to figure something out here. Like I said, whether it's for this game or it's just to validate the work that's been done and the productivity that this offense can put out, we got to find something to work here.
Kim commanding his offense, barking out orders. 3 receivers, bottom of your screen. Kim throws it the other way. One-on-one and a beautiful catch. Josiah Lamarque, move the chains.
Is that Lamarque or is that, looks like Duke Starnes?
Oh, that was Starnes, my goodness. My apologies, Duke.
Duke Starnes keeping this game going, this excellent game of his, probably the game of his life.
I think offensively it is. He had a nice interception last season.
That was a big athletic catch right there from Duke Starnes.
Forgive me, Duke Starnes. Huge catch, and Kim pressured, has to throw it away. And Starnes popped up after that tackle with a ton of energy, signaling first down. Sailors need energy right now. They need something, Howard. I'm about to pull out my Capo Valley voodoo doll if I have to.
Well, they're going to the air almost exclusively right now. We've seen 2 throws to the sideline, and that's when I like Nick Kim the best, going quick to the sideline or over the top on a deep ball.
2nd and 10, Kim rolling out. Throwing, tipped. Oh, what a grab by Lamarque. One-handed at the 50. Put that on the highlight reel for Boogie.
A dangerous ball by Nick Kim. We know he takes some chances. He tries to beat the defenders. You got to be early if you're going to do that, though. You can't be late, so that was close. And Josiah Lamarque on the tip drill, that's one of the toughest catches in football off of a defender's hands.
Well, Nick Kim likes playing some of that backyard football. And we saw that right there. Hayden Farley in the backfield, takes a carry, gets a block, and crosses the 35-yard line. So Hayden Farley saying, hey, I can tote the rock too. Picks up a big first down for the Sailors on 3rd and short.
And we've seen Hayden Farley this season. I think we might have saw a little bit of him last season. He's definitely a capable running back. Got to give another shout-out, though, to Cash on the block.
And Cash on the catch. Coming back to make the grab at the 25. Cash money. Quiet game by Henjum for his standards.
I want to see Coach call that play 3 or 4 more times in a row. Just a quick stop route, quick hitch to Cash and Henjum.
Get the ball to your playmakers.
And if they start jumping it, tell them to keep going. Go over the top for the deep ball. And is this another penalty? No, timeout.
And I think Capo Valley head coach Sean Curtis, it's like, okay, we're starting to give up some yardage. We're letting the Sailors get a rhythm. We haven't seen the Sailors really get into the rhythm that we know they can get into offensively. This drive, they're starting to put that together, and Sean Curtis taking a timeout.
That's a bat right there.
That is a bat flying above the stage.
I'm like, wow, there's little pigeons out here. No, that's not a pigeon. That's a bat.
Howard, we're pretty close to the back bay, the upper Newport Bay, just right down the street over there, and there's some real great wildlife. Bats,
You
coyotes.
know I'm not the biggest animal guy in the world. I absolutely love them, just don't want them around me too much.
If that bat bites you, I mean, you might turn into a vampire.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
2nd down and 1. After the timeout by third-year head coach Sean Curtis, really doing a great job building a program at Capo Valley. After the timeout, Kim pass going deep. Zamora's there, and Zamora's into the end zone for the first touchdown of his Sailors' career, coming right at the right time. Just what the doctor ordered.
That gives the Sailors some life. That definitely gives the Sailors some life. Now they got to find a way to get a quick 3 and out after this PAT and kickoff.
18-30. 7:14 to go. Zach Zamora trying to breathe life.
And how many points have the Sailors left on the board from extra points? I think 3. Or I guess 2. Missed 2 extra points. And gave up a scoop and score.
And this time, Richardson gets it up and gets it good. The sophomore kicker feeling good after that one. 19-30, now the score. And the Sailors defense, someone's got to do their best Wyatt Schultz impression. He had the scoop and score for the Cougars on their last touchdown. And so Sailors need a big play. They need a turnover. They need a fumble. They need a scoop. I mean, they
a defensive score right now.
Oh,
that would mean the Sailors get on the board again with like 6 minutes left.
it's a whole new game.
Whole new game. You come out and get a stop, and then you got Nick Kim on a 2-minute drive. I mean, we're painting the picture for you. I think it's possible. Just got to find a way to get a defensive turnover or a special teams turnover, something.
And I don't think I'm giving enough credit to Nick Kim in this game or on that drive. He's really been steady, and he's found a lot of different targets today. Henjum, Lamarque, Zach Zamora, Duke Starnes. I've really been impressed with the reliability. I shouldn't be surprised, but I've been impressed with the reliability of Nick Kim. Onside kick!
What was the penalty?
I don't know what the flag is for.
You think it's got to be offsides on the kicking team, but
It must be, but Cash and Henjum absolutely leveled a dude. I don't know. The ball went 10 yards.
yeah, the ball went 10. Maybe they're saying the field goal team, crossed the line before the kicker
Maybe.
made contact. I wouldn't know what else it would be. But the referees are walking backwards. Harbor's kicking team's walking back out.
I'd like it to be a re-kick as opposed to just Capo football at the 50. It will be a re-kick. Okay, question, Howard. You've played a lot of football. Do you go for the onside again?
Nope. Kick the ball away because
Capo's not really ready for it.
no, they're ready for it. They got their guys up. You kick the ball away, maybe try to get in that dead zone back there.
Sorry, I should say Capo's not exactly ready for the real kickoff.
Right, exactly.
They can boot it right over their head. I kick it deep right now. Play those mind games and just boot it over. It's actually Trey Kukok, the quarterback, who's back to return.
Yeah, he kicked the ball right at the referee.
Oh, they tried the onside again. High bounce. Oh, what a hit. That time it was Carson Diavola.
And what Coach was going for was just hoping that Capo would make a mistake. It's hard to field the ball. Maybe if you get that kind of hit out of Diavola at the right moment,
the ball pops out.
The ball pops out. It's not a bad call. It's an aggressive call by Coach Lofthouse. He figures either way, we got to come out and get a 3 and out. So whether we kick it away or we do an onside, we need a 3 and out.
First down, Capo Valley at the 47-yard line of Newport. 7 minutes, 14 ticks to go in this game, and the Sailors are trying to fight back. It was 6-6 at halftime. It's been a totally different second half, especially for the Capo Valley offense. First down is a handoff to Jaden Cassidy. Sailors D-line pushes him back and drives him in to the turf. And after every play now, Howard, I look around for a flag. And there's none on that play.
Well, that's the first down play that you need. If you're the Sailors, you got Capo Valley going backwards. Hopefully it's just 2 more runs and a punt. But Capo Valley is going to try to wind this clock down and give it back to the Sailors with 4 minutes left.
Sophomore defensive lineman Cameron Denoon initiated contact for the Sailors, getting some of his biggest varsity minutes of his young career. Second down and long. Q-Coke keeps it, sidesteps a couple defenders, and then is gang tackled by the boys in blue right at the 50-yard line.
And I wonder after this next play, one, if you're Kuko or if you're the Capo Valley coaches, do you run or throw here? It's not likely you're going to get the first down.
Another cramp. I think someone is down for the Sailors, but you got to think it's a cramp based on what we've seen in this game. A lot of cramps by the Sailors. I think we need to increase the potassium and salt in their diet before next week.
Yeah, and that's because they didn't play last week. So they only got 2 football games. They just were barely getting their legs under them, and then all of a sudden they get 2 weeks off.
And I can't tell who that is. Is that Robbie Kroll? Can't quite tell. So far on this defensive possession for Newport Harbor, the Sailors getting exactly what they need out of the D. 2 negative plays, getting in the backfield, and now 6 minutes, 13 seconds to go, and it's 3rd down and 13. Newport with 2 timeouts left. A real chance to get right back in this game, Howard.
Oh, Newport only with 2 timeouts left. See, so I was wondering to myself.
I thought they had 3, but on the scoreboard it says 2. I don't remember Lofthouse burning one yet, but
I don't either. But I was wondering, does Coach Lofthouse call a timeout? If Capo Valley runs the ball on 3rd down, does Coach Lofthouse call a timeout to preserve some clock? Or does Capo Valley try to throw the ball on 3rd down and pick up the first and risk not running clock and not forcing Coach Lofthouse to burn a timeout? So definitely some chess matches here for the coaches, some decisions to make.
Capo Valley head coach Sean Curtis got a really young coaching staff. His offensive coordinator Dan Selway, they played high school football together at Northwood High in Irvine. Dan was the quarterback, and now they coach together. So a lot of years spent watching and playing football together between the offensive coordinator and head coach for Capo. 3rd and 13. Q-Coke hit as he throws. Sails it right over the head of Owen Taylor. Incomplete, and the Sailors right now getting what they need on defense, bringing up 4th and long. The clock stops on the incompletion.
And that's the 3 and out that you need. Now the fumble recovery for a touchdown really hurts you because you found something on offense, you found something on defense, but you got a long way to go to get back in the game.
Josiah Lamarque.
Josiah Lamarque making a guy miss and getting up the field would be great, but we got the Sailors in punt block formation right now.
Zach Zamora sprints on the field. Sailors don't block it. Lamarque fields it at the 20 and trots out of bounds at the 30. So a little 10-yard return, 70 yards to work with for Nick Kim and the Sailors offense that has been very diverse today in terms of touches and touchdowns. Peyton Irving toting the rock very well. Hayden Farley had a great first down run on that last drive.
So we need like a 2-minute drill out of Nick Kim. We need a quick stop or an onside kick and another 2-minute drill. But let's see how quick the Sailors can get this first touchdown on the board.
It's not impossible. It's still tough. 5:57 to go, and the Sailors are down 2 scores.
Well, if they keep single covering Duke Starnes like that as the single receiver, I say you take a shot.
Kim passing. Starnes is there. Oh, it's picked off at the 50. It's picked off at the 50-yard line by Mark Hopkins, who's trying to return it all the way and shoved out of bounds by Grayson Simon. A really timely interception for Capo Valley, and it couldn't have been worse timing for the Sailors. And Nick Kim had been playing so well. Just a great interception there by Mark Hopkins for Capo Valley.
Really good interception. The defender He read the route well by Duke Starnes. He tracked the ball in the air. It was a good route, but Nick Kim was trying to thread the needle and just didn't put enough on it, didn't get it over the defender's head. And when you got a tall guy like Starnes like that, you have a little bit more room to push the ball out to him, but Nick Kim just didn't get it there.
1st and 10 from the 23, 5:42 to go. Capo Valley takes over after the turnover. Handoff. Oh, the back is stoned right at the line of scrimmage. Sailors defense right now, it's all on them to do something, get the ball back, force a turnover, do something to breathe life back into the Sailors team that's on life support right now, Howard.
Absolutely. Now you don't have a choice. You've got to get a defensive touchdown, but there's just not enough time for the offense to get the ball back, score. It's just not enough time.
Clock ticking down. 5 minutes to go. Second and 8. Kukoc flushed out of the pocket, throws it away. Billy Ridley in coverage for the Sailors. Clock will stop with the incompletion, 4:57, and 3rd down and 8.
That's how you know Kukoc is such a huge part of this offense, because even when you're supposed to be running the clock, Capo Valley still puts the ball in Kukoc's hands and allows him to throw if he needs to.
3rd down and 8. Big 3rd down. Certainly field goal range for the amazing kicker Dylan Fingers.
And that wouldn't really change the situation too much for the Sailors.
Kukoc, design run, wrapped up, breaks a tackle, and then is tossed down by Makai Sagayao, short of the line to gain in the red zone. It's 4th down and manageable for Capo Valley. And it looks like, Howard, that Cougars head coach Sean Curtis wants to go for the dagger. They pick up the first. This game effectively over. They're going to go for it. Offense on the field.
And they're going to roll. They're going to roll Kukoc. They're going to roll him out. There it is. Hard count. 1st down for the Cougars. Sailors jump on 4th and 5.
Man, it's crazy. So in high school, I often forget. In high school,
you can't get back across the line.
That's really tough.
Once you jump, once you get in the neutral zone, it's over. In college and the NFL, they have to actually snap the ball while you're in the neutral zone.
So Sailors commit the offsides penalty on defense, and Capo Valley doesn't even have to run a play. They pick up the first. Down to the 12. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Cougars ready to make a very happy drive home to South County. Very much in control of this game. 1st down and 10. Handoff up the middle. Goes for a couple yards to Caden Pascua.
We see the tar pit empty out. The Sailor fans feel the inevitability of this outcome.
It's really been a tough one tonight, Howard, for Newport Harbor. For a while in this game, it felt like the Sailors, even when they were only up 6-0 or 6-3, or even when it was tied at halftime 6-6, it really felt like the Sailors were in control, and it was just a moment of time, a matter of time, before things started clicking, and all of a sudden Capo Valley just runs away with it. It's tough. 2nd and 9, handoff again. Nate Peters wraps up the running back from behind and drags him down. 3rd down and 9 with 3 minutes to go.
And you wonder if after this 3rd down, if the Cougars coaching staff will send the kicker out, or you would imagine so at this point.
You might as well. Like you said, it doesn't change things for the Sailors if it's 33-19.
Still need 2 possessions, still got to score and find a way to get the ball back. So it's a lot to ask.
Sailors with 2 timeouts, waiting to use those. But it is pretty much do or die. That's going to be whistle dead, and that's a false start against Capo Valley. So Cougars move a few yards backwards. And really, I mean, Howard, sound like a broken record. Sailors need a miracle. If they were to get a miracle, it would be something like forcing a fumble right now. Could they scoop and score? I mean, it would require a huge, very unlikely defensive play.
It'd have to be Cash and Hingham picking it up, or Josiah, which they actually have both guys in the game right now.
Hand off again. No. Kuka going to pass. Incomplete. It was intended for Dane Benedict's.
And we thought that the Cougars might go for a touchdown instead of a field goal. They sure did on that play.
And now Dylan Fingers and the field goal unit jogs back on. They've been electric today. 3 field goals to open up the scoring for Capo Valley. Fingers wants to make it 4 of 4 from the field. The sophomore, as you said, Howard, he's going to be playing college football somewhere. He's been so reliable for the Cougars in this game.
He's only a sophomore, hasn't even grown into his body yet.
This is a 34-yard attempt from the sophomore kicker, Dylan Fingers.
From the hash that he wants to kick it from, it should just be a chip shot.
And timeout, Capo. I was going to say, I hope the Sailors didn't take a timeout and try to ice the kicker, because we need those timeouts. But that's head coach Sean Curtis taking time. And a big thanks to everyone who tuned in tonight on TarTV and everyone here for Newport Harbor, the coaching staff, the staff at the school making this happen. John Hoist running the TarTV program. And we had a whole crew of students out here tonight, Howard, putting this production together. I think this was the best numbers we've seen out of the TarTV crew this season. I mean, so many new faces getting involved. Really, I know you and I were so thankful we couldn't make it happen without the help of the Newport Harbor students who have an interest in learning more about media and production. It's really amazing.
Yeah, shout out to the regulars, Sydney Griffin, Trixie, Peaches was back with us. We had a couple of new folks, I think.
Emmy Lou,
Wesley, Miss Kirby, Mr. Hoist, everybody holding it down for us on the TarTV crew. Always appreciate what they do. And Mr. Kennedy here as the PA announcer, keeping the folks entertained.
Mr. Prinsato running the scoreboard. Mr. Kennedy, as you said, on the PA. Just a great, of course, Sean Bolton, the principal. Oh, it's a fake. Oh, my goodness, they fake it. It's caught, and Johnny Check saves the day. What a gutsy and almost bizarre move by Sean Curtis.
We knew they weren't done, and it's funny. You look back, why'd they call a timeout? He says, hey, we might not ever get a chance to run our fake. Let's see what it looks like. And it looked pretty good, actually. Great defense by Johnny Checks, keeping his head on a swivel, staying alive, but that was excellent. Excellent play by the defender.
1 minute, 57 seconds. Say your prayers to the football gods, Sailors faithful, because it will take.
And who do we have in at quarterback? Is that still Nick Kim?
We got Nick Kim, who has led fourth quarter comebacks in moments bigger than these. On the road in CIF, Kim has got it done. He throws on first down to Duke Starnes, who catches it just shy of the 25. Clock will continue to tick down, and Sailors, they're in hurry-up mode right now with 1:40 to go in this game, down by 11.
And we see a close game between Huntington Beach and El Toro.
Kim goes deep, incomplete. Flags come in. Duke Starnes. Duke Starnes is earning his money today.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. Nick Kim taking those shots. Those are some of the shots we've been wanting to see all day.
Howard, what were you saying, though? What do we got going on down in El Toro?
Yeah, great game. El Toro has just scored to take the lead over Huntington Beach with 13 seconds left, making it 31-24. So it was neck and neck, 24-24, and El Toro takes the lead at the last second.
Follow at @sunset_rewind on social media to keep updated on scores, news, information about the Sunset League that you can't get anywhere else. Stay tuned, Howard. We'll be taping our recap podcast show tomorrow for Sunset Rewind. And there's a lot of juicy games in the Sunset League this weekend. I'm excited to check those out. Do you know how Corona Del Mar's doing?
I haven't seen how CDM is doing, but I know they were up early on San Clemente 7-0 when we were at halftime. So Sunset League representing really well.
It's an automatic first down. And a nice chunk of yardage picked up after the pass interference penalty drawn by Duke Starnes. 91 seconds to go. 1st and 10 Sailors. Kim passing, flushed out of the pocket. Hensham comes back and lifts it off the turf with an acrobatic grab.
And even though if there's not enough time left for a comeback, this is what you want to see. The offense finally clicking.
Sailors hanging on to those 2 timeouts. And CDM, defensive battle down in South County. They win 7-3 to move to 4-0. Kim flushed out of the pocket again. This time he just throws it away in the vicinity of Hayden Farley. Bring up 3rd down and 3 with 64 seconds to go. So Sea Kings move to 4-0. Sailors will take them on in the Battle of the Bay here at Davidson Field. Obviously, it'd be at Davidson regardless, but Newport will be the home team on October 22nd. 3rd down and 3. Kim out of shotgun. Gets time. Over the middle. Lamarque. Electric. Stiff arm and out of bounds across the 40-yard line. First down Sailors. Under a minute to play. Another score from the Sunset League to update you on if you were curious. Los Al survives a close one. Another close one. Griffin's tested by one of the best teams in Central California, Buchanan High School in Clovis, Fresno area. They win by a field goal. 1st and 10 Sailors. Kim rolls out. Looking downfield. Throws it, and it's picked off. Nick Kim threw up a prayer, and it was not answered. Dane Benedicts with the interception. Kim's frustrated. He was trying to get it to Hensham, and he just threw it up into a crowded area. And Capo capitalized. And the Capo crowd getting loud. The cage, the Cougar cage. The Cougar cage rocking and rolling.
Not the outcome, obviously, that Harbor wanted, but even not the way to end the game. Nick Kim, he was taking a chance, so you appreciate the aggressiveness. Just wish you could finish a little bit cleaner if you're the Sailors.
I think the Sailors, Coach Lofthouse, his staff, these players, these veteran leaders on this team, guys like Nick Kim and Grayson Simon and Nate Peters, I think they're going to do some real soul searching here between now and next Friday on the road against Trabuco Hills, because this is a game that I know, they know, anybody who's watched this team knows they could have won. I mean, it was closer than the score indicates, and that's what's so frustrating. And they shot themselves in the foot too many times.
Well, you lose the game by 11, and you got to account for 2 points on block PATs, 7 points on a defensive score. That's 9 points that you just gave away right there if you're Newport Harbor. So it wasn't as bad of a game as it feels right now, but at the same time it's so disappointing because the opportunities were there.
It's a frustrating game. It's really a frustrating game. The clock runs out here at Davidson Field. Final score, Capistrano Valley 30, Newport Harbor 19. The Sailors drop to 1-2 on the season. Capo Valley moves to 3-1. Sailors will be back in action next Friday on the road against Trabuco Hills. Howard and I will have that for you on tarradio.com. And then we'll be back at home against Jay Serra on TarTV after that. Howard, final thoughts here from Davidson. Sell me, sell Sailor Nation, sell the Tar Pit some hope for Newport Harbor football. What was the silver lining that you saw?
Well, the hope that I'm going to sell is we saw glimpses of greatness. We saw some really, really strong defensive play out of multiple guys on the defensive front. I think that's going to continue That physicality, that relentlessness from the defensive line is promising. And the other thing is the work. We know that Coach Lofthouse and his staff, they're going to get after it. They're going to watch the film, figure out what didn't work. So I'm encouraged by the football knowledge that's on that staff. And the Sailors, they're a resilient group. They got to bounce back, dig deep, and find a way to keep working and keep executing the way they know they can.
Peyton Irving, Josiah Lamarque, Zach Zamora, all with touchdowns. Nate Peters had a couple of sacks. Carson Diavola had a couple of big hits, but it wasn't enough. And Capo Valley comes away victorious, 30-19. A big thanks to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to Steve Fryer for joining us for the halftime interview. Big thanks to John Hoist, the TarTV crew, Sean Bolton, Athletic Director Jerry Murray, and from my broadcast partner Howard Kroom, this is Alex Crawford saying from Davidson Field to the Bell Tower, from the pool deck to the senior lot, you have been watching Newport Harbor football on TarTV. Go Sailors.